Okay, I'm back with another. Whoops. Ooh. Okay, we're back with another Persona 4 Arena Ultimax. Okay, so now we're based like last time we did cover like you, okay, and Yosuke. Well, you is always like gonna take a lot of time, okay, because he's the main character. But if you ask me, we can actually speed run it by choosing going with one of the P3 class members. But I would rather go with everybody's, okay. So I think for today, maybe we'll be able to cover 3 or 4. I'm hoping to cover 4. Let's hope that it doesn't take that long, okay? So bottom line is, like, we are able to continue from the cliffhanger, and we kind of like know that Labris was kind of being like seduced by a different by was seduced by something, and that something I would assume is um the because Inaba is the land of gods, so it could be like one of the evil gods. Okay, continue from cliffhanger. Am I? For Chie, I remember her one is a bit special when cliffhanger. It's because Akihiko came punching in before it went off.
お前を捕まえに来た。キリジョといえばわかるか。
The shadow glares hatefully at the guy in the cape. The red cape guy takes off his hood and glares back at Miss President and her shadow. What? What does he mean by taking her in? If you hear something, it's probably because the bug zapper is zapping stuff. The girl suddenly runs out of the room. Her shadow is in hot pursuit. The guy on the carpet tries to follow, but he trips over Kanji, who's still on the floor. Kanji mumbles something in his stupor. The girl and her shadow are incredibly fast. They left just seconds ago. I can't even see them anymore. The girl with the guy with the cape stands up, annoyed, and clicks his tongue. Well, it's your fault for pushing him down. He just face planted and he doesn't seem that bothered by it. Doesn't it hurt? But aside from that...
男の勝負だ。最強の座をかけて挑まれたら、断ることがお前にできるのか。
Huh? What are you talking about? What the hell were you up to, Kanji-kun? I have so many questions to ask that I don't know where to begin. The guy turned his back on me.
俺はあれを追わねばならん。お前たちが見たものは忘れた方がいい。
ちょっと待ってよ。そんなの言われたって。って待てってば。
I wonder if any one of the P4 members. Well, I assume Naoto is gonna join the Shadow Workers. Chie could be though, because Chie wanted to be a police officer because she wants to protect the people, and to use her persona ability, like that will also help. The question is, can she use persona ability outside in the real world? Because it is also the same with the P3 members as well. Because P3 members, like they awaken their persona ability, right? But they awaken their persona ability, but they did say like they can't use it, you know, outside of the Dark Hour. But as you can see, that I wouldn't say they can normally take it out, but in circumstances they can force it out. Okay, so I wonder if it's the same with P4, which should be because P3 members can enter the TV world, so it's not like series specific persona ability. The series specific persona ability, they can they are only limited to their own series. Okay, so if we bring P5 into it, I would assume they will also be roughly the same as them as well. In a sense that, like, if P5 member came into the TV world, they can also use the ability. Without another word, he runs off. Talk about a one-sided conversation. Couldn't he at least said his name?
あの人正体不明すぎ。近づいてくるのも今も全然反応を追えない。
Rise-chan bites her lips in frustration. She doesn't look well. She must have been concentrating hard this whole time. Of course, she had been a lot of stress until now. I need to let her rest a bit.
リセちゃん、カンジ君見てて。あの人を追うつもり？もち。赤マントも会長もほっとけないっしょ。
If she can't pursue them with her persona, then I'll catch them on foot. The basics of police investigation are in legwork after all. I don't think it's that kind of legwork though. You better be ready for when I catch up with you, Mr. Red Cape. After a bit of running around, I finally found a spot that conspicuous cape turning a corner in the hallway. He's really fast. I could barely keep up with him, but thankfully the gym should be up ahead. There are no way to be sure of that here. Good, I can take him on from here.
ちょっと待った。
The guy stopped to look back at me and frown, but he doesn't attempt to run off again. Did he have a change of heart? I don't know what's going on, but now I can catch up with him.
話聞かせてもらうんだからね。一体ラビリスって何なの？あの子本当に機械なの？あんたなんであの子を追ってんの？あの子捕まえてどうするつもり？
知ってどうする？
どうって
俺は任務で追っている。使命と言ってもいい。興味本位のお前とは覚悟が違う。
使命？
He wraps his knuckles on the air behind him, and there's a sound. It seems there's another invisible wall keeping him from
ま
going
だあ
on.
のふざけたグランプリは続いてる。
That ridiculous Grand Prix is still going on.
ちょ、
Wait.
まさか。
I quickly turn around and check the section I just come through. When I reach out my hand, I feel a wall there.
嘘、閉じ込められてる。これもしかして。
迂闊についてくるからだ。敵が倒れていない以上、ルールも残っている。
One of the tournament rules, you can't leave if you don't fight and win. In other words, in order to keep following the girl, I have to fight this scary looking dude. He slammed Kanji straight through a wall. I'm sure this guy has to be a Persona user too. He said he'd come to take her in. I'm guessing he came through a TV on his own too. Do I have a chance beating this guy? No, I can't doubt myself. I have to do this. I muster up all my courage and square off against him.
いいよ。受けて立つ。
ほう。なぜそこまでしてラビリスを追う？
Labilis. I guess that's this Miss President's real name.
理屈なんかわかんない。だけど、あの子が苦しんでるから。覚悟が勝ってるかなんてわかんないけど、このままほっとくなんて絶対できない。
When I say that, his eyes get even more intense. I almost flinch, but know that I can't look weak in front of this guy. I glare right back at him. I've seen that look in people's eyes before. I've seen it in people acting with determination that never wavers. In the eyes of my friends, while we fought so hard through last year. I can't look away from that strength of resolve. That's when his expression softens slightly and he
いい
answers.
だろう。お前の問いに答えよう。お前が見たのは、対シャドウ特別制圧兵装5式、ラビリス。ペルソナ能力実装のために心を持つ兵器だ。
兵器って、じゃあ、本当にロボット？あんな可愛くて普通の子みたく話せるのに。そっか、なくしてた記憶ってそのことだったんだ。で、心があるからシャドウが出て。
シャドウが出た？もしかして、あのラビリスが2体になった現象か？
I nod and tell him about how this world works, especially about the shadows. I'm not great at explaining things, but I've already told Labris not too long ago, so I should know what to say. I hope. The guy in the cape listens quietly, nodding now and again as if he understands everything I'm saying.
なるほど。首謀者はラビリスではなく、そのシャドウってわけか。
No, there's somebody else. Well, it could be her shadow.
多分そうだと思う。記憶がなかったし、生徒会長だと思ってたみたい。けど、この大会って何なんだろう。どんなことを願ったらこんな。
それについては予測がつく。ラビリスは開発段階にかなり非人道的な行為を強制された可能性があるそうだ。仲間同士で戦い合うこのグランプリ、その境遇が関係しているかもな。
じゃあこの大会はラビリスが昔味わったひどい過去の再現ってこと？そんな。
It looks like you'll be alone forever. No one can understand you. I recall what the shadow said. If that's what Labris had been feeling all this time,
自分の気持ちを分かってほしかった。そういうこと。
that's why she made people fight against their friends. But she had to do it in her past. But still, nobody could understand her. That may have been what the shadow was saying. I was doubting her too. I didn't even try to believe what she was saying. Even though my way of doing things wasn't great, I'm starting to get lost in my own thoughts. But the cape guy speaks
俺
up.
から話せることはここまでだ。まだあいつを探したいというなら、ここで俺を倒して進むしかないが、どうする？
私は。
I search for the right words within me. I need to think it through before I say anything. I can see the strength in his eyes, waiting for me to say the right thing. I can't just say everything just
も
because.
しラビリスが私たちを同じ目に合わせたいって思ったんなら、それ分かってほしかったってことじゃん。助けてほしかったってことじゃん。
憶測の話だな。
可能性があるなら私見捨てられない。だからあの子を助けるまで帰らない。あの子の心を守るって決めたの。
I'm looking straight into his eyes and I say this, and he smiles. But even though he's smiling, he suddenly seems a lot more menacing.
なお聞いておこう。俺は真田明彦。
私は八十神高校3年里中千恵。
いい目だ。ではどちらの覚悟が運命をつかみ取るか勝負だ。
I really didn't expect to have this much story though.
Round final. Fight!
Ouch! Uh-oh. Oh no! Ouch! Damn it, I can't use it. Ah, I wanted to use a finisher. I wanted to use a finisher. Ah. That was a hard fight, but
そのようだ。
I won. Kyo-san stands up quietly,
聞
speaks
か
to
せて
me.
くれ里中。 お前はラビリスと会ってどうするつもりだ？
What will I do when I get to her? I need to answer this properly too. Now that I want, I can't half-ass anything.
ひどいことを言ったことを謝りたい。でもそれだけじゃなくて、あの子と話がしたい。ちゃんと分かり合いたい。一人だと辛すぎて立ってられなくても、仲間がいると乗り越えられる。私はそれを知ってるから、あの子にも教えてあげたい。だからあの子を絶対このまま一人にさせない。
It's no good. I wanted to be strong and straightforward, but my feelings got ahead of my brain, and I couldn't say it the way I wanted to. I mean, it's kind of embarrassing, but that's honestly how I feel. I stand there sheepishly, but Akiko's expression softens as he smiles. It's not the same as the determined smile he had before. This is a kind one.
お前は俺の仲間たちに少し似てるな。
真田さんの仲間？
きっとお前は未来を選び取れる。思うようにやってみるといい。
With that, he takes off his cape and sits on the ground. He hasn't said anything more, but I can tell what he means. Hurry up and go in my place. That's what he's saying,
は
right?
い。ありがとうございました。
I thank him before I realize what I'm saying. I mean, Akiko believed in me. Even though we just met, he's placing his faith in me. I may not be the best talker, but we communicated with our fists. More like legs. And we come to an understanding. Then, all I can do now is run. My legs, my heart, everything feels like I should be able to reach out to that girl now for sure. While I was on the way, Rise contacted me. Labris and her shadow seem to have returned to the announcement room together. If they're together, then it most likely means that Labris had been taken captive by the shadow. If they're in the same place, then Akiko and I were made to fight just now biding time. Actually, Rise-chan says that she's already escaped to a different room. She's complaining about how heavy Kanji is too. I guess he hasn't woken up yet. In any case, when I open this door, it'll be a one-on-one against the shadow. I take a deep breath and open the door.
会長。ラビリスいる？さっきの男に言われてきたんやね。
The moment I enter, a sharp voice calls out to me. I see the speaker standing alone in the center of the room. Is she the shadow? No, this is Labris herself. Of course, the shadow has to be watching from close by too. I can't let my guard down.
違うよ。私は私の意志でここに来た。けど結局、里中さんかてうちのこと捕まえたんやろ。せやったら。
Labris reaches out to a battle axe attached to her back. I can see her eyes in that she's serious about this.
違うよ。私は戦いに来たんじゃない。うちはあそこには絶対戻らへん。あの思い二度としたない。うちは逃げるんや。どこまでも逃げて邪魔する人間はみんな倒したる。
It's no use, she's not listening. She's completely worked up. It must be because her past was so painful, but I need to calm her down right now. I brace myself for the fight and get ready.
倒れるわけにいかない。あなたに伝えたいことがあるから。
But she had to leave Inaba, right?
Round
Because
final.
with
Fight.
with both you and Hanamura, both of Hanamura Yosuke, like Labris joined the shadow workers, and then like they say goodbye. So I think it'll be roughly like that. Damn it, we wanna break. But she doesn't have any persona. Damn it. She has bigger reach than me. Okay, let me check. Skull Cracker. Dragon Kick. God's Hand. Power Charge. Oh, damn it. Oh. Ah, I tried to use the finisher, but I always grabbed. I wanted to use Galactic Punt, but I assume there's another fight.
なんでうちをみんな分かってくれへんの？ラビリス、私、あなたに。
I need them to talk to Labris, who's on the floor. The scenery beyond the glass wall begins to distort. This. Yeah, with the others a bit like this one happens right after we continue from the cliffhanger. I guess she is gonna be a bit longer. But the scenes are shorter. What is this? It's so horrifying that I almost fall backwards. These things shaped like people are hanging everywhere. There's a giant furnace-like object in the center, and more of the things crammed into it like trash. Why in the world is this? Don't tell me, is this what Labris has kept hidden inside her heart? When I come back to my senses, I notice that the shadow has appeared behind Labris.
分かってくれるなんてありえないんだってば。あんた、里中さんだって怒って当たり前でしょ。だってあんたが騙してたんだもん。うちはそれにしても本当に自分から襲いかかるとはね。やっぱり心の底じゃ苦しめたいんでしょ。同じ目に合わせたいんでしょ。違う。普通に学校通いしているような連中を自分と同じ目に合わせたい。それがあんたの望みでしょ。だから学校で格闘大会なんじゃない。親しい者同士命がけで争わせたい。そうすれば理解してくれるかもしれない。いいえ、分からせてやりたい。そんなんちゃう。
Labris clutches her head. I try to reassure her, but nothing I say seems to reach her. It seems like the shadow is the only voice she can hear. The shadow twists in its mouth into a smile and continues whispering to Labris' ear.
けどダメだったね。もっともっと嫌われただけだったね。いいのよ、安心して。こっから先は私がやってあげる。あんたを理解せず邪魔しに来る連中なんて皆殺しにしてあげる。昔のあんたがしたみたいにね。もうやめて。全部嘘っぱちや。あんたなんかうちやない。ダメ、ラビリス。あんたなんか
Uh-oh.
うちやない。
Ah!
とうとう言ってくれたね。これで私は私や。
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. She said it.
がみなぎる。
usually, like, aside from Thanatos, aside from Messiah and Izanagi no Okami, and our scene, like this, well, we do have Athena as well. Other than those, this persona is usually like included in like one of the DLCs. A shadow going berserk, no matter how many times I see it, it's still overwhelming. But now's the time to think about stuff like this. Labris goes limp and falls to the floor. I stand between her and the shadow to protect her.
大丈夫待ってて
I'm exhausted from today's series of battles. The shadow has an immense power. And even worse, I'm all alone in this fight. It's unlike anything from last year. But I'm surprisingly confident in myself. Of course I'm nervous, but I have a strong resolve, and it makes up for any fear I might have. I mean, this is my wish after all. It's my dream too.
私がちゃんと守るから誰かを守りたいって気持ちなら私誰にも負けないんだから
Eh, don't need to bookmark. Asterius.
Round final. Fight!
Nice. Ooh, that's pretty good. Ouch! I keep on like grabbing him. I keep on grabbing them. I actually wanted to like use finisher.
終わった
Finisher is triple down. Finisher is triple down, and then like the double persona button. But the double, if it's just the double persona button, it will go into grab mode. So like, this is why I'm not a big fan of fighting games. The shadow finally stops moving. I also sink to my knees as the tension drains out of me. But Labris is safe. She's trembling behind me, but at least she's not hurt. I was able to protect her, right?
なんで里中さんがうちを守ってくれたんうち怒ってはったんとちゃうの
Da, 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 da. Oops. Let me just lower down the volume for a bit. Yeah, I can't blame her for thinking that. I was really angry back then after all. I didn't even try to understand what Labris was feeling. But seeing Labris with that blank look on her face is funny for some reason. But I can't help but
怒っ
laugh.
てなんかないっていうか怒っていいのはラビリスの方
Yep.
私ひどいことばっか言ってごめんね怒るとかそんなの全然あらへんうちの方がひどいことした
Labris looks over to the shadow. There is pain on her face. I wonder if she still can't completely accept her shadow. No, of course not. Of course she can't. It's not something you can just accept without a lot of soul searching. She spent this whole time being tormented what the shadow represented. Considering that, Labris seems like a serious person. She might be the type to think that everything is her responsibility, but that's not true. There's no need for her to bear this alone. I want to tell her that so badly right now.
今回のこのグランプリ確かにその大変だったよでも悪いことばっかじゃなかった大事なことにたくさん気づけたよ
My weakness, the ambiguity of the dream I embrace. I also was able to remember again the fact that I'm not alone. Just as the shadow said, my weak self may never completely disappear, but I can face that. I have friends with me after all. I'm not alone. That's why I'll be alright. I'll be able to overcome it no matter how many times I need to
だから私
from now on.
あなたに感謝してる。そこにいるもう一人のあなたにも。あなたがどれだけ辛かったのかまだ私にはわかんない。だから話して。ラビリスが思うこと考えることいっぱい話してほしい。うちの話。聞かせてよ。一人で抱え込んだ辛いことは分かち合おう。分かち合う。うちもう一人やないの
2024 was the release of the remake, right? P3. We're probably gonna get one either 2026, 27, you know, hopefully. Hopefully. Of P4. But I still don't know when I'm gonna play it in English or Japanese though. Like, I still have trauma from the boneless translation. Ugh. Like, after reading Metaphor, after reading Metaphor in Japanese, like, the translation's like, it doesn't do it justice. It really doesn't do it justice. I nod back to her. After hearing my words, Labris finally looks up and looks to her other self. She's still trembling, but she isn't looking away anymore. I was so bad at explaining myself, but I think she understands what I'm trying to say. Labris stands up and walks towards her other self. I watch her as she walks to the shadow standing tall. Her posture tells me how she feels. She says, I'm alright now. What's the persona name again? Now that Labris has accepted herself, she turned towards me. That's when she finally smiles. It's a smile from the bottom of her heart that I can tell she's never shown to anyone before. Well, I said 24. I think like for 24 she did show this side. It makes my heart skip a beat. Man, this girl is really pretty. I take Labris with me. We go to get everyone who has been trapped by the walls erected by the tournament rules. Ever since the mastermind is gone, the invisible walls have disappeared and everyone should be free now. We go around to each place. Yu-kun, Yusuke, Yosuke, Yukiko, and Teddy. We say Rise-chan brought Kanji, who had finally woken up. And even Naoto-kun showed up, and she shouldn't even be here. He told us that she just happened to be back in town because of the job she was doing. Yeah, it's still a secret, you know, the fact that she's working to like get some details on the shadow workers. Eventually we all got off to the rooftop with as a big group. When we open the door to a rooftop area, we see something surprising. This isn't the rooftop after all. Instead, the area before us was the TV-like place we had used as the entrance to the TV world during the case last year. It should have disappeared after that, but it looks like it got restored when Labris entered the TV world and the school was created. True, once the Midnight Channel started airing again, people would start taking an interest like last year. So maybe that's why the studio came back. Still, the investigation team is back together again. This would be the perfect time. Labris was hiding behind me, but I reached out around and shoved her in front of me towards my friends.
紹介するね。この子、ラビリスちゃんです。里中さん？
I explained everything that's happened to everyone. I tell them that Labris is a victim of the event that took place here, and even then, she has an obviously mechanical body. Her shadow had come out of her, and was the one who masterminded this tournament. That's what I can say. I don't really think that she's the shadow is the mastermind though. Like, there is a voice. Like, and the last thing that came up was like the end system. Maybe the end system is something they will explore in the other two, because they told me, like, when I was looking around which one should I start first, it seems like this is the first of the trilogy. And everything else that I've been forgetting here. This is the third time today I had to explain all of this, so I think I've gotten pretty good at it. Labris looks anxious while I talk, but the first one to speak after I'm done is Yu-kun. I expected as much. He is our leader after all.
それは大変だったな。気分は悪くないのか？
シャドウ出るのって消耗するからさ。マジ何日もぶっ倒れるレベルで。
うん。一人でちゃんと歩けてるなんてすごいよね。その。
Labris looks back between me and everyone else with other surprise. No one minds Labris, and they keep trying to talk to her, all speaking at the same time.
やっぱりメカだからかな。それにしても心があるメカってすごくない？
まあ確かにアイドル探偵シャドウのプロフィールを超えてくる子が現れるとはな。
いやー、空っぽだったのにゼロから生えてきやがったクマの方がすげえだろ。
僕としてはクマくんより彼女の方が興味深いですね。ちょっと内部構造を確かめてもいいですか？
なおちゃん、ラビちゃんよりクマの内部構造をお触りしてほしいかな。
いえ、結構です。
Man, I don't blame her for going all quiet right now. I tap on Labris on the shoulder and seeing that she's at loss for words.
どうしたの、ラビリス？みんなもっと怒ってはると思ってたんよ。
That's what I thought. But Labris, you got it all wrong.
何を怒るんだよ。
終わってみれば悪いことばかりじゃなかった。最強の男を決める戦いってのは熱かったっすよね。
そんな内容だっけ？
Oh yeah, he was dreaming.
まあちょっと気にしなさすぎかもだけど、誰もラビリスのこと嫌がったりしないよ。
Labris look at each person's face. Everyone's smiling, aren't they? I'm not lying.
中さん、ほんまおおきにね。もう硬いな。知恵でいいんだってば。あたしら友達でしょ。友達。私のこともユキコでいいから。クマのこともプリンスクマでよいから。名前かえって長なっとるよ。
野生の王国に帰れよ。あ、肉食獣も一緒に帰るか？
Oh.
何よ。そっちこそがっかり戦隊ルサンチマンの基地に帰れっつーの。
ちげえよ。ルサンチマンはフラゴなの。マンはフェザーマンとかのマンとちげえの。
意外と頭いいんですね。
Oh, sheesh. We're wrapping up things so well, and then Yosuke had to go on about stupid stuff. If we keep sniping at each other like this, Lovelace is just going to pull back into her shell, and we just got her talking. Or so I thought. And Lovelace burst out into laughter. That alone warms my heart. The case is finally over. The realization is finally hitting me. As I sigh in relief, some more people appear
ど
behind
うやら
us.
丸く収まったようだな。
That red cape is Akihiko-san. Could the other two ladies with him be his friends? I sense Lovelace got tense next to me. That's right. He said that he was going to take her back. As if protecting Lovelace, not that I'm making a scene about it, but just in
君
case.
が里中君か。話は秋彦から聞かせてもらった。私は桐城満。ラビリスに関する責任者といったところか。
The beautiful woman in the coat introduced herself. Kirijo? That sounds familiar. Didn't Akiko-san mention that name too?
私はアイギスです。姉さんを救ってくれてありがとうございました。姉さん、ラビリスの妹？ってあなたも機械なんですか？はい。ありていに申し上げてロボットであります。
Agi-san smiles. I take a closer look at her. It's true, Honey is her body is mechanical, just like Lavris's. Wow, all these robot girls running around. This is so futuristic. Yeah, this is the one thing that I feel like P5 is a bit off. Is because they didn't put in Kirijo group, you know? But then again, P4 also doesn't have Kirijo group until the spin-off. I don't know why, but I did try to play the spin-off, the Persona 5 Strikers. But the Persona 5 Strikers, like, I don't know why, but easy to say. I can say that it's not optimized for PC, and when I try to play the Persona 5 Strikers, it's super laggy. Even though I can even play like Kingdom Come Deliverance, which is like definitely like it's optimized for the PC, but it takes more graphical power than P5 Strikers, right? So like this is one thing. Even like with the as you guys know, I don't play Monster Hunter Wilds, but Monster Hunter Wilds, it's like it was released and it's good from what I see the review and what the people says, but on PC it doesn't work that smooth, and some even say that it's outright terrible on the PC because they ported it, like they made it for the Switch, they made it for the consoles, but on the PC it's like it's not only like a second thought, it's like, okay, we optimize it for the PC, but we're not even gonna bother thinking much about the PC at all. So it's something that I wish that that these games, without that they're trying to impede like console players, but come on, give us either you like lower the price for the PC on the day of the launch, or you charge us full price but you make it a proper like port, you know? Kirijo? Does she mean the Kirijo group? Kirijo? That's a seriously gigantic corporation. If that's her last name, then oh crap. These people are from a completely different world than the rest of us. Ankoshi stands up straighter. No, I can't lose my nerve. I have to make sure I stand my ground. I can't let them take Labris away. Just as I open my mouth with resolution, Labris stops me as if she guessed what I was going to say. She steps around from behind me, then she steps forward towards Mitsuru-san and the others.
うちを捕まえに来はったんですね。覚悟はできてます。ラビリス、ちえちゃん、うちもう十分や。友達がこないできて、うちを受け入れてくれた。もううちは平気。平気って、だって捕まったら、 そんなのいいわけないじゃん。
She went through so much pain and we just became friends. I want to spend more time laughing with her. I squeezed Labris's hand. Labris took slightly trouble. A heart-rending face that looks like she might be crying and smiling at all the same time.
盛り上がってるところ悪いが、私は君を封印処分などする気はないぞ。
え？
シャドウの暴走は異世界ならではのイレギュラー。君の性能に問題があったわけではない。それに今回の怪我の巧妙で君はペルソナ能力を完全に制御できるようになった。そうだったな、秋彦。
ああ、その通りだ。
Akiko nods along with Mitsuru-san's words. But Akiko-san wasn't there when Labris gained her persona. As my gaze is wandering, Akiko glances towards me in a significant way. Could it be that he helped us out? Not only he is strong, he is so understanding. He is a real man. You know, we haven't had like any generational persona relationship, you know? So let's say like P3 girls fall for another P4 guy. You know, those kind of thing.
うち封印されたりせえへんの？やったよかったね、ラビリス。嘘みたいや。こないなことありがとう。ラビリス？
Uh-oh. 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 This is why I said we haven't found the true culprit. Labris suddenly stops. The way she stopped was odd. Akiko-san and the others seems to have noticed it as well, and they furrow their brows. That's when... What was that? That wasn't Labris' voice. It is emanating from her, but it's completely different. Seeing this, Mitsuru-san seems to pick up something we couldn't.
これは我々の通信システムと同じ仕様。全員ラビリスから離れろ。
Mitsuru-san raises her voice as Labris brandishes her battle axe. The metallic blade, almost as tall as she is, gouges at the ground. Small chips of concrete brush past my cheek as the floor breaks up. That was close. I mean, what's going on? I look back to Labris in confusion, but there is no light in her eyes.
何？アクセス未だ受け付けません。操作されています。これはこの施設内ではありません。もっと外部からです。
まさかテレビの外からってことか。
ちょっとした悪あがきってやつです。さあ皆さん、楽しませてくださいよ。
That voice that comes back sounds nothing like her original voice. Within the blink of an eye, Labris dashes towards me. There is no hesitation in her movement. If I don't brace myself, I'll be going down.
なんでまた戦わなきゃならないのさ。
Takes a bookmark. Another fight? Yeah.
Round final. Fight!
Damn it. Damn it. What's that? I cannot get to use my finisher. Ah.
おや、意外にあっさり倒されたね。心を揺らすにも不十分だったし。まあ、試作機だし、こんなものか。
That voice continues to emanate from Labris, who has fallen to her knees and stopped moving. So whoever is speaking through her is controlling her. How dare they treat her like some object? What the hell is wrong with them?
誰よ。なんでラビリスにこんなことすんの。
As I yell in anger,
お礼を言
Labris
わないとね。ありがとう。
as I yell in anger, Labris straightens up in an unnatural manner.
うまくいかなかったとはいえ、最後まで付き合ってくれたんだしね。
ラビリスのシャドウはあくまでこの格闘大会の首謀者。なるほど。お前が犯人というわけか。
That's right, Labris wasn't a personal user, she was a victim. The shadow should have appeared after that. That means there was someone else who dropped Labris into a TV. Just like in last year's case.
ラビリスを拝借したのは僕だよ。僕はペルソナなんてなくてテレビ入れないから、代わりに暴れてくれる人形が必要だったんだ。ラビリスのペルソナは中途半端な覚醒だったから、辛い目に遭えばシャドウ出ると思ったんだよね。そのくらいは認めよう。今回は君たちの勝ちだしね。
今回はまだ何かする気か。
どうだろうね。
何よそれ。ラビリスがどんだけ苦しんだと思ってんの？
Seriously? What the hell? Labris is being controlled from someplace outside the TV. How much suffering do they think she went through? Is it one of the researchers? I wouldn't mind seeing like one of the researchers. Like I assume one of it is Edogawa sensei. But I could be wrong. But how could they laugh when she's in so much pain? But the voice continues mocking me for not understanding.
いや、すっぽいな。僕の目的にそんなことは関係ないよ。それじゃあ諸君、また会おうじゃないか。
The voice cuts out and Labris collapses on the spot. Agi-san instantly catches her and calls out to her, but Labris is unconscious. I don't know what to do with my fists, so I begin swinging them aimlessly. We saved her, and she was so happy. Why did she have to be put through this?
敵は我々にゆかりのある人物のようだ。君たちはもうこれ以上深入りすべきじゃない。ここから先は任せてもらおう。
ちょっと待ってよ。こんなのされて黙ってろっていうの？
気持ちはわかるが、あまりに危険だ。君たちに危害が加わらないよう全力を尽くす。どうか我々を信じて任せてほしい。
そんな。
I'm so irritated I can't put my thoughts into words. Mitsuru-san may be right, but that doesn't do anything for my feelings. I mean, if some bastard...
みんな
Is some bastard going to say that a person's heart has no meaning? I can't just let him get away with it. I'm about to shout at Mitsuru-san, but Yukon stops me. We should get out of here, he says. I know what he's getting at, but... Yes, I'm completely exhausted. And I did fight some seriously intense battles, one after another. And some of us, like Lisa-chan, has been stuck in this world for so long that I'm sure we're at our limit. I mean, thinking rationally, I know that we need to go back home. Still... Seeing Labris unconscious in Eigi's arms wounds me. Is there anything that we can do for her? Do we have to say goodbye like this? I look towards Yukon once more when he winks at me.
何？
When we return to the real world, all the energy that had been powering me so far drains away and I began staggering. Everyone else appeared to be in similar states, and we immediately go our separate ways without much discussion. I went straight home and fell into bed. I couldn't get to sleep. All these feelings are swirling around inside me, and I can't sort them out. Sheesh! As I toss and turn in my bed, my cell phone rings without warning. I look at it, but there's a number I don't recognize. I should ignore it. But it does bother me that I'm getting a call right now. I decided to pick up. Lo and behold, the voice I hear is... Da-da-da-da. The call said to meet at a certain location next morning. When I arrived, I saw an amazing limousine park on the plain country road. It's just, the thing is so long, it's insane. Even if this were a movie, it would have been a comedy. Nobody would believe that a car this long and sleek would exist in real life. Can you even turn a corner? It's hard to see through the windows of this ridiculous limo, but I can see 4 people who are just as remarkable as the car itself. Labris had called me last night, and the people in the car were Mitsuru-san's group. Thank goodness she did wake up after all. Dun-dun-dun-dun. When I call out to her, Labris immediately gets out of the car. Mitsuru-san, Akiko-san, and Ege-san follows as well. Oh, and she's not carrying the eggs on her back. I imagine it would be hard to get into the car with that thing.
急に呼び出してしもて。でも、もう出発する言うから。
事後調査は終わったからな。この町での任務はもう残ってないというわけだ。
お疲れ様っす、師匠。
師匠
Dun, dun, dun. Actually, I spoke a bit with Akiko on the phone last night too. When I thanked him for helping us persuade Mitsuru-san, all he said was, it wasn't anything special, I only did what was necessary. Damn, what an awesome thing to say. During that little chat, I became convinced that what this person is striving for is very similar to my own goals. Wait, are they trying to put Chie and Akiko? Like, I do think that Akiko and... well, I do think that Chie is much more suited with Hanamura though. Like... that's why I'm going to call him Master. I looked up to him as an ideal until I can match his strength and resolve.
やめろと言ったろ、その呼び方。
いや、師匠は師匠です。まあ、ぶっちゃけ男気っぽい呼び方に憧れてる部分もありますけど。
君は男じゃないじゃないか。
男に性別はない。
そうか。悪かった。
Oh god.
ワールドクラスに飛躍した論理ですね。
Lavris giggles at seeing an enter. I can't help but smile as well. He sounds embarrassed, but maybe a little happy too.
一緒に
Still,
ラビリスも行っちゃうんだね。
dun, dun, dun. To be honest, I wanted to be with her more, but if I said such thing, it would just trouble Lavris, so I swallowed those words. Lavris speaks to me as such things are going through my mind.
ねえ、チエ。フチ、ミツルサーナと一緒に働くことにしたんよ。チエたちを陥れようとした犯人を絶対捕まえる。もう絶対にチエたちを危ない目に遭わさへん。だからちょっとの間別れや。ラビリス。
I feel like someone gripped my heart. Labis has been through so much worse than we have. All the problems she had to face. Yet she's going to fight for us? Whoever this culprit is, they can't be allowed to get away with doing this to her. Labris has such a kind heart, but then to treat her like some object is just unforgivable. My happiness for Labris, my anger at the bastard who had controlled her, and my frustration at not being able to help. I feel tears in my eyes. I look down, not wanting her to see me cry, but a large hand slaps me on the back.
お前の覚悟がラビリスを変えたんだ。もっと胸を張れ。
師匠。
男が泣いていいのは財布を落とした時だけだ。
The fuck?
意外と安い涙だな。旅先で何かあったのか。
まあ確かに地球の裏の異境の果てで財布を落とすとメンタルダメージは計り知れないのかもしれません。
いたいた。おい。
Dun, 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 dun. Of course, I had told everyone about the phone call I got for Labris.
ゆっくりしていけばいいのに。本当だよ。せっかくの連休なのに遊ぶ暇なしじゃん。
本当に残念ですけど、また。
うん、またな。
Labris smiling, surrounded by all of us. My passion had a real effect on Labris. That's what Master said, but I don't think it's entirely true. Labris changed because of her own will. She seriously wished that she was understood. That's why her wish came true. I think that's all there is to
そろ
it.
そろ出るぞ。
At Mitsuru-san's signal, the limousine engine turns on. It's time to leave. Labri's face clouds over. Sheesh, it looks like I gotta say
ダ
something.
メダメ。泣くのは男じゃないぞ。
I'm not a guy, though. Ah. As I make a bright smile, Labris also smiles, then enters the limo. Dun 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 dun. As the car takes off, Labris sticks her head out the window and yells loudly.
うち、知恵に会えて、ほんまによかった。
Oh, it's no use. I'm the one who told her not to cry. Labris is smiling just like I told her. Looks like I won't be a true man today.
バカね。
Dun dun dun. After seeing them off, we held a long postponed reunion party for Yukon. We were all feeling a little down after having to say farewell to Labris, but that immediately picked our spirits back up. We were so happy that everyone was able to get together like this. We thought that it was impossible. At least there was one more happy surprise. Also, this doesn't mean that we won't be able to see Labris again. I stretch out and look up at the sky. Yep, Golden Week starts for us. Golden Week starts for us today. I think Golden Week starts today for us, right? Later that night.
はい、真田様。なんかしっくりこないな。
I crumple up yet another piece of paper and throw it to the trash can. I just can't figure out how to start this letter. I'm not really good at writing letters.
かしこまりすぎてるのかな。
And all those how to write professional business letters articles I look up online really aren't very helpful. I take a deep breath and
師匠へと。いい感じ、いい感じ。
I relax and my pen follows the wishes of my heart. I don't have the best penmanship, but I think it's a lot nicer to get a handwritten letter than an
ラビ
email.
リスと師匠は元気ですか？私は元気です。あの時言われた言葉を思い出して毎日頑張っています。覚えてますか？私に未来を選び取れるって言ってくれたこと、あの事件で警察官になる夢を一層固くしました。あの犯人を捕まえるためにも特捜隊のみんなと危ない危ない、これは師匠に秘密なんだった。
Dun, dun, dun. We are going to find the one who has been using Labris. In other words, the investigation team is back in action. That was a big surprise that had come out at Yukun's party. Yukun himself was the one who suggested it, so we were all surprised. Dum, dum, dum. Seriously, he said, let's leave this to them, in front of Mitsuru-san and the others. But it looks like Yukun had other plans in mind right from the start. Man, if he can be such a convincing actor, I can go spilling the beans in a letter. But to lie to Master, no, I have to lie to him. I can't let him find out no matter what. I crumple out the piece of paper again and throw it away.
柄じゃないかな。手紙はまた明日にしよう。
I'll be able to do the right thing. I'm going to believe in the words and do my best to live up to them. I really want him to know that. Next to this letter is a police academy entrance exam guide. I bought this a long time ago, but haven't even touched it. I gotta face that someday too. When I look at the clock, I realize that it's already past midnight.
せっかくなるかみくん来てるんだし、今はうちらで決めたこと頑張んないとね。独自捜査か。
Dum, dum, da 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 dum. I stand up from my chair and stretch out, then fall onto my bed. It's so fluffy, I can't stop myself from immediately drifting off.
頑張るじゃん。
Dum, my future, what I want to protect, an enemy we must fight. There's so much that I need to think about. I'm not good at thinking, and there's probably going to be a lot of things that don't go as planned. But I just need to concentrate on one thing at a time. Even if something doesn't go well, I shouldn't let it get to me. Okay, because I have friends, I know I can go on.
いるもんね。
Okay, let's go to Yukiko. Cliffhanger.
対シャドウ変装ラビリス
That was what Miss President said. Miss President is now completely different. What she had arms and legs before is now metal. Her forms was not exactly the same as the shadow, including all the mechanical parts.
ホールクリア。相当任務開始。
Ah, this is the one that she became robotic. Miss President then swings a giant axe with ease and begins fighting against the shadow. Amazing, that's the only word that comes to mind. She transformed it from a cowering girl into a robot trading blows with the shadow in an instant, and she doesn't even have a persona.
メンタルを完全に閉じるなんて。本当の自分を見ないで済めば、死のうが生きようがどうだっていいっての？どこまで？
The shadow growls and destroy the announcement room door, making her escape. Miss President follows suit. She doesn't acknowledge my voice in the slightest. I'm left dumbfounded in the room, trying to make sense of what I just saw. Miss President isn't human, but that can't be.
一足遅かったか。旧世代機だというのにこの威力。
The one that appeared from the broken door was... Wait, what? How do I put this in words? It was a woman wearing a white fur coat, but with some kind of skin-tight bodysuit. Like a secret agent from one of those action movies you guys like so much. Well, you can loosely say it's... You can loosely say it is a movie, but not the type that you would watch with somebody else. Given her taste in clothing, I have no idea what kind of person she is at all. After she looks us all over, she gracefully raises her hand in the air.
Artemisia.
She summoned a persona. I tensed up on instinct, but while I'm in shock, the wounds on Yugen's body heal instantaneously. She's not an enemy?
嘘。ペルソナ使えるの？っていうか、気配もなかったのに。あなた何者よ？
そうだな。君たちももはや無関係とは言えない。名前くらいは名乗っておこうか。私は桐城満。今回の騒動の責任者といったところだ。
A persona user besides us? Wait, I feel like I heard the name Kirijo before.
責任者ってどういうことですか？さっき起きたこととかそういうのも何が原因か知ってるってことですか？
申し訳ないが、ここで君たちに語れる情報はごくわずかでしかない。だが当然の疑問だ。答えられる問いには真摯に答えよう。
Mitsuru sighs before telling us about the consequences of events leading up to now. Even though it was simplified, what she told us came to a huge shock. She told us that shadows not only appear in the TV world, but there are cases where they appear in the real world as well. This is something that I'm interested in, because like in P3, we do know that that shadows appear during Tartarus, right? In Tartarus, and sometimes they will leak out. But like in terms of like P4, they came out during the the mist, the fog. Okay, so that one, like during that time, like some shadow might escape. Okay, but I would say that like their origins are easy. P3 came out from Tartarus. P4 came out of the P4 came out of the the TV world, right? Okay, and is there any other portals to like where Shadow lives? Okay, well, like of course we have Mementos, but still, where did the Shadow came from? Because like we do know in Mementos, it's kind of like function as like the TV world and Tartarus, which is like the collective unconscious of people. So I assume that the like Tartarus and TV world is something like that. Is there like a different one? Well, there's probably gonna be a different one, but that's gonna probably be in P6. But I'm talking about in between this area, between this era, okay? Like, is there a collective unconscious that had been collecting in everybody all this time? On top of that, there's a never-ending battle. Mitsuru-san is leading an organization created to fight those battles, and one of the weapons created for this was Labris. That would be Miss President, who was with us until a moment ago. Oh wait, I had a feeling that I heard the name Kirijo before. The Kirijo Group? It's not just a stock brokerage, it's a huge corporation that manufactures a lot of things. And this is also another thing that I feel like is a missed opportunity, because in P5 we do have like a section where we talk about like the rich people, companies and stuff. They didn't bring much of the Kirijo Group, you know? And if her last name is Kirijo, then that means this giant corporation is, and she's, wow, my mind is spinning from all the implication of all this. I need to slow down for a moment. My brain is in recovery mode from all these ideas. If we know what that means, comment down below. After I stop for a second to consider everything again, one thing stands out to me the most.
信じられない。ペルソナを使うために心を持つ機会。
でも確かに目の前で。
飲み込めなくて当然だが、嘘じゃない。これが真相だ。もっとも、あんな風にシャドウが分離するのはこちらとしても想定外だったがな。
Mitsuru continues on after looking at us straight in the face.
君たちはもう手を引いてくれて構わない。
Her words have an air of authority to them. She seems very strong-willed. This is a person who is well aware of the gravity of the situation. She's right. Ordinary high school students like us probably shouldn't be involved in a case like this. Even though she healed Yukun, I can't help but worry about him. I'm concerned about the friends I left behind as well. Weird, because in P4, Yuko is the healer of the party. Why didn't she heal you? Her healing is better than Mitsuru, because the healer in P3 is Yukari and Ken.
おっしゃることは分かりました。でも私はこのまま生徒会長さんを放ってなんていけません。
何？
キリジョーさんのお話を聞いていると、あの子はまるで戦うために作られた機械みたい。でも私だから無関係なんてそんなこと言えません。あんなに普通の子みたいに話せるのに。
I wanna play P4. Miss President was suffering, even if she was a robot created for fighting. I can't leave her after seeing her so emotional. She's not just a robot anymore.
約束したんです。この事件が解決したらいろんなことしようって約束は破れません。心があるのに裏切っちゃいけないと思う。
Dun, da, na, 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 na. It doesn't matter if she's a machine. She and I were able to relate to each other. And she protected us. If she's suffering right now, then I want to be by her side and support her. To Mitsuru-san, this may seem like nothing more than an emotional fuel plea coming from an unrelated high school student, but I still don't want to back down.
俺からもお願いします、天城を。あなたと一緒に連れて行ってくれませんか。
なるかみくん、
こっちのことは気にするな。今は彼女、ラビリスを助けるんだ。
そうだよ、ユキコ先輩。私たちの代わりに頑張って。
Dun, 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 dun. Yu-kun, Lisa-chan, thank you. Mitsuru-san looks at us, waiting intensely and furrows her brow, and then speaks up.
君らも当事者だ。危険と知って、それでもラビリスを気にかけるというなら、止める理由はない。
ありがとうございます。
時間が惜しい。行くぞ。
Dun,
はい。
I sprint after her. I feel their support boosting my spirits. This is the course I decided upon myself. I have no doubts anymore. I must accomplish this no matter what. I follow Mitsuru-san and chase after Labris. Those invisible walls are still in the way. Trying to chase someone down while being blocked at every turn is really annoying. We are eventually led to one of the empty classroom, and Mitsuru-san's face turns gloomy. She reaches towards the other exit and knocks on the thin air. Does that mean I reach out to the door we just passed through? Another invisible wall. We can see outside, but we can't leave.
まさか。
大会ルールは生きていたらしいな。私たちを潰し合わせる気か。うかつだった。
Mitsuru-san draws the thin sword at her waist as if resigned to the task before us. Don't tell me I have to fight against Mitsuru-san now. Even with her sword pointed at me, I can't bring myself to take a defensive stance. Seeing me like that, Mitsuru-san furrows her brow. She turns completely cold, unlike a
こん
moment
な
ago.
時間稼ぎをしてくるということは、状況はまだ悪化しうるということだ。時間がない。決めるべきことを決めるぞ。
キリジョーさん。
君の覚悟とはその程度のものか。守りたいものがあるのだろう。
Dun dun dun. What I wanted to protect. That's right. I made the decision to come with her because I wanted to save Miss President. No, Labris. But to fight against someone I just met for no reason? Mitsuru-san must have sensed my lack of determination, because her experience became even more
勘
stern.
違いのないように言っておく。私はラビリスに関してあらゆる責任を負う立場だ。心は尊重してやりたいが、人命には変えられない。他に危険を防ぐ術がないときは、破壊も選択肢に入る。
破壊？
守りたいという決意が本物なら、私に勝ってそれを証明してみせろ。戦う気がないなら、震えているがいい。一瞬で終わらせてやる。
She's not saying this as a threat. One look at her face tells me she's serious. If it comes down to it, this person really has the resolve to destroy Labris. Then, I need to make up my mind too. I must resolve to fight, to protect her.
戦います。それにどの道一人しか進めないなら、強い方が行くべきですよね。
いい顔だ。だが、私に勝てるかどうかは話が別だぞ。
Dum dum dum. It's a bookmark. Nah, no need. Dum dum.
Round final.
Damn it! That was far! That was far! Ooh, that's good. Damn it! I don't know why, but Yukiko is very easy to like unleash. Yukiko is very easy to unleash.
見事だ。君の覚悟は見せてもらった。
Upon saying so, Mitsuru-san smiled. It seemed that the sternness she had before the fight wasn't genuine.
言ってやれ。君ならきっと彼女の心を救えるはずだ。
Even though she had spoken about destroying her like an object before the fight, he just set her heart. Could it be?
まさかわざと。
それはいささかおごりだな。こんな場面で私は人を甘やかしたりしない。
Yeah, she's right. The stern words Mitsuru-san said before we fought may have actually been an attempt at kindness on her part. Me going forward instead of her means that if worst comes to worst, I'll have to make the painful decision myself. If you think of it like that, losing on purpose wouldn't be kind at all. I chide myself for having such soft thoughts. Saving someone's life isn't something you can do half-heartedly. It was the same with last year's case too. Since I fought Mitsuru-san and won, I must accomplish this no matter what.
行きます。必ずラビリスと一緒に帰ってくるから。
ああ、頼んだぞ、天城くん。
I turn my back towards Mitsuru-san and runs out of the classroom. I hurry and try to make my way to Labris as quickly as possible. I proceed down the hallways once again, led by invisible walls. As I make my way, I notice that I'm being led back to the announcement room where I had rushed out of not long ago before. What's the meaning of this? The door that was destroyed earlier is back to normal, and I don't see Yukun or Rise-chan around either. I try opening the door. I need to try to figure out why this is happening. Yeah, it's about to... We're gonna like see the awakening soon. Well, shadow awakening. It feels I'm going to go insane. When I open the door, the scene beyond the window has completely changed. There are tons of grotesque things that are shaped like people. This seems entirely different from the announcement room I was in earlier. Labris and the Shadow are fighting within this sinister red world and trying to destroy each other. There is no light in Labris' eyes. She's expressionless like she really is a machine. She looks entirely different from when she had to call herself the student council president. Is this Labris' true form?
そんな風に戦わなくていいよ。機械のふりなんかしないで。
Labris, who notices my voice, take distance from her shadow and turns to me. Her expression is still robotic.
正門称号答え確認天城由紀子天城由紀子
約束したじゃない。あなたはあなたのままでいいの。
天城 さん
Labri's eyes look different now. They are not the eyes of the machine anymore. They are the eyes of girls who I've come to know in this short time. But once she drops her mechanical nature, her precise mechanical movement lose their rhythm. The shadow who had been watching us distorts her lips into a smirk and seizes upon its open.
いいんだ。散々騙して利用したくせに。
違う。
最初は人間のふりして騙して、都合が悪くなると今度は機械のふり？いい加減にしたら？ほら、全部本音を吐き出しちゃいなよ。普通に学校通いしているような連中を自分と同じ目に合わせたい。それがあんたの望みでしょ？だから学校で格闘大会なんじゃない？親しい者同士、命がけで争わせたい。そうすれば理解してくれるかもしれない。いいえ、分からせてやりたい。
ちゃう。うちはそんなこと望んでへん。
Shadow glares at me with such hate as she could muster. Labris looks towards me as well, and her face scrunches up into a ball of sadness. I want my pain to be understood. The shadow made us friends fight each other in this TV world because Labris wished it to happen. Does that mean Labris was forced to fight against those who were close to her too? Just because she's a weapon? I don't think I can ever truly say that I understand how she feels.
大丈夫。
But
あなたに何があったのか私は知らないけど、これがあなたの全てじゃない。それだけは私にもわかるから。
わかる？何がわかるっていうの？どうせただの安っぽい同情でしょ？違う。
it's not cheap. I know, I've seen Labris's kind expression. She's no different from an ordinary girl.
やめて。もうたくさんや。
My words don't reach her. The shadow ridicules Labris, who is still troubling in her place.
そう。なら、こっから先は私がやってあげる。理解者気取りの連中なんて皆殺しにしてあげる。昔のあんたみたいに。
Upon hearing Labris's voice, the shadow's face contorts in glee, and that's when I finally figure it out. No, that's not right. I didn't figure it out, I remembered. I should have realized it much sooner. A shadow's true objective. That's...
あんたなんかうちやな。
Uh-oh.
そう、そうよ。私は私。もうあんたなんかじゃないよ。
Uh-oh. Oh, damn. A shadow goes berserk and gains power after it's denied its owner. I knew that, and yet I didn't stop it from happening. I stepped between Labris and Shadow, who had changed into an ominous form. I couldn't stop her shadow from going berserk, but it's still not too late.
なんなのあんた。まだ邪魔する気？いいわよ。本物さんごとぶっ潰してあげる。
The same thing happened to me too. I'm only here because of Yukun and the others when I rejected my own weakness. And just like that, just like then, someone needs to step in and save someone else. This time, it's my turn to save Labris. Yep.
Round final. Fight!
Ooh. Oh damn! Oh god, I got breaked. Ouch! Oh damn it, miss! I was able to unleash Agidyne, but I didn't manage to unleash my... Well, I did manage to unleash, but I didn't hit. Dun, 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 dun. Labris' shadow collapses and stops moving. Thank goodness, it seems that I managed to win. All that's left is for Labris to accept her shadow, and I could put an end to everything. But the weight of the past Labris is harboring isn't a normal thing. When anyone goes through tough times, the wish that normal people would experience their pain arises in everyone's mind at one point or another. But the pain from her past comes from her being forced to kill her friends. It's incomparable to the problems I needed to face last year. If I were forced to take Chia's life in my own hands, I think I would go insane. I wonder if she'll be okay. I called to Labris with my heart is pounding. I have to support her. There's no way I can understand everything she's going through. But that's precisely why she needs my support.
なんであんたうちを助けるん？わかってるやろ。うちは機械や。人を守る機械やのに、自分のさせられたことがしんどくて、人間にも同じことをさせたんや。それやのに。いいよ。辛かったんだよね。ごめんなさい。私たちを守るためにあなたに辛い思いさせちゃって。もう大丈夫。そんなこと私が絶対にさせないから。
Labris looks up in response to my words. When I think about when Labris protected us from her shadow, how she closed off her heart and reverted to the mechanical self that she never wanted to show anymore, my heart aches. I never want to have her go through that again. Labris had already lived through so many painful experiences. Because of that, I could never truly say that I understand her feelings, but I'm sure that I can at least protect her so that I won't have to go through this anymore.
人間じゃなくても機械でもそんなの関係ないよ。私はあなたの友達。約束したでしょ。
友達。うちと。
Be friends? We're already friends already. That's why if you're going through tough times, I'll always be there to help you through and protect you. Labris seems generally surprised. She probably doesn't realize, but she doesn't look anything like a machine, and she makes faces like that. I can tell you, you truly have a heart.
自分のシャドウに会ったことがあるの。誰かのせいにして。自分じゃ何もできなくて。都合がいい誰かが現れるのを待ってたの。自分の居場所から逃げ出したくて。連れ出してくれる王子様を探してた。でもそんなの逃げてるだけだって友達が私に気づかせてくれたから。
I recount my own experiences for Labris. It's the same as but then like if it's like this, if she say like I did from my own friends, then it kind of like makes it true that it makes it canon of the route between you and her. But she didn't say that. Yukiko was my number 2 girl after Yumi, but Yumi is like a side character, so we don't know much. So most likely I'll like revert her to as number 1. She had feelings, experiences that she didn't ever want other people to know about. The truth was too painful to accept, so she rejected it. Labris has a heart just like I do.
私が自分の弱さを受け入れられたのも、この戦いを最後まで戦えたのも、仲間がいたから。心配してくれる友達や助けてくれる人がいた。私は一人じゃなかった。
I smiled at Labris just as Yukun did
一
for
人
me
じゃ
back
ないって
then.
信じられないすごい力をくれるの、あなただって。もう一人じゃない。居場所はきっとできる。
Admitting your own weakness is scary. No one wants to see their weakness, but I know that it's possible if we don't have to face it alone. When Labris heard my word, the light returned to her eyes. I can sense a strong will from her. That light must be from her heart. I'm so glad that my words got through to her. Labris nods reassuringly and begins walking towards her shadow. She takes a step towards her own weakness. Da-da-dum. I wanna try the persona, like playing Labris though. Just curious a little bit. Before long, Risa-chan contacts us. She must have sensed the shadow's disappearance, and we managed to join up with each other. The invisible wall and the tournament rules both seem to have stopped when Labris accepted her own shadow. As Risa-chan uses her persona to contact everyone and tell them that everything's been solved, some of us are surprised to discover that Kanji-kun is here, as well as Naoto, who wasn't even supposed to be in Naba today. Risa-chan tells everyone to meet up on the rooftop. From what she says, the studio-like space connected to Junes seems to have been restored there. The four of us immediately begin to head towards the entrance, but Labris stops. When I ask what's wrong, she responds anxiously. What does she mean by problems? Compared to Teddy, I can't think of any possible issue Labris would cause. Yukon and Rise both laugh out loud. I can't help but giggle along with them. Considering our circumstances, there's nothing at all that weird about Labris. She's now a good friend of ours, no different from anyone else here. When we reach the entrance area, Yosuke-kun and Chie-chan calls out to me. They've been worried about me ever since I fought against them. Teddy notices that Labris is with me and immediately dashes over with glee.
What? 本 当に存在してたんですね。
Nautican seems to know a bit about her already, but yeah, considering that everyone is here, I think now is a good opportunity to introduce her. I tell everyone everything that happened with Labris, with some help from Yuken's supplemental comments. After I finish talking, silence watches over the rooftop. Labris has fallen silent too. Looks nervous. Kanji-kun is the first to
なん
speak.
かよくわかんねえけど、うまくいったんだろ。全員無事でよかったっすね。
さらっとまとめんな。つかお前は今回俺ら騒がした原因の一つだろうが。
あれはその
Yeah.
多項力っすよ。
てか体とか大丈夫なの？疲れちゃったりとかするよね、多分。
Wait. How did Kanji get in? Like, I know that he fell asleep and then like he fell into the TV world, right? Who dragged him in? I refuse to believe that Kanji is just like he sleep and like he just roll over into the TV. That doesn't make really much sense, right? And also with Teddy.
いや、平気やけど、なんやみんな、おかしない？普通、怒ったりとか。
くま？何を怒るっちゅう話くま？
まあいいって気にすんな。俺らも大概シャドウで誰かに迷惑かけてっから。
そうそう、特にカンジ君とか。
俺っすか？卑怯っしょ。俺が先輩らのシャドウを見てねえからって、ナオトとかのだってすごかったじゃねえっすか。
僕を巻き込まないでください。というか、辰巳くんに今回ついてたキャッチフレーズ、あれから想像するに、僕のシャドウなんか足元にも及ばないすごいのが出たんじゃ。
ちげえよ。
Labris blinks in surprise after seeing the group's usual friendly pace. See? I told you there wouldn't be any problems. When I said that to her, Labris replies back, Man, you're right. And then...
見事だ、天城くん。君ならやり遂げると信じていた。
I hear a voice behind me. When I turn around, I see Mitsuru-san and two other people. Who are they? Were they in here looking for Labris too? With, like Mitsuru-san, they both have weird outfits. And that
はじ
person?
めまして、アイギスと申します。姉さんを助けてくださってありがとうございました。
The girl with a body similar to Labris's seems to have noticed me. Looking at her, addresses me. Sister? Does that mean she's Labris? Then that means...
失礼ですけど、あなたはというか、あなたも。はい、ありていに申し上げてロボットであります。
ラビリスの後継機ってわけだ。俺は真田明彦。世話になったな。
So Agis is the robot and Akiko is the one wearing a red cape. Okay, I committed them to my memory. Then again, I guess it will be harder to forget them. In contrast to those two, Labris takes a step back. Her expression is tense. Is she nervous? Of course she is. They came in here looking for her after all. Oh yeah, I didn't introduce everyone to Mitsuru and her friends. While I'm still flustered, Yukon and Lisa-chan officially introduced them to everyone else. And afterwards, Mitsuru-san explained the circumstances of how they ended up here to us. More like to Labris though. How this case began by Labris being dropped into a TV, and how they all pursued her into this TV world. As Mitsuru-san explains their intention, Labris seems to get even more nervous. She must be worried, but it's alright. Mitsuru-san realizes Labris' emotional state. She turns her gaze towards Labris and kindly smiles to her.
心配するな。君を封印処理しようとは考えていない。
でも、うちは暴走して迷惑かけたやろ。昔もさっきも。
今の君はペルソナを得て、そのコントロールもできている。もう危険性のある試験機とは言い難いな。それに君には心がある。我々とて心あるものを手荒に扱ったりはしないさ。
Mitsuru-san is as kind as I thought. Her emotions seem to have reached Labris' as well, and she's about to smile to answer Mitsuru-san. Her expression goes blank and she suddenly stops moving. Huh? What's going on?
これはラビリスの識別信号が途絶。誰かが割り込みをかけています。
Recognition signal. Hacking? What does she mean? Just as I'm about to reach towards Labris.
まだ終わりじゃないよ。
A completely different person's voice came out of Labris's mouth. Upon hearing that, Mitsuru-san noticed something and I don't, and mutters in surprise.
我々の通信システムと同じ仕様。
ぼさっとしてるな。全員ラビリスから離れろ。
Labris' hands jerkily reaches toward the axe on her back. After a moment's pause, she swings at us without any hesitation.
ラビリス、何が起きてるの？アクセス、未だ受け付けません。操作されています。これはこの施設内ではありません。もっと外部からです。
まさかテレビの外からってことか。
ちょっとした悪あがきってやつです。さあ皆さん、楽しませてくださいよ。
Labris dashes towards us. Labris dashes towards us with glazed eye. Just when everyone is shell-shocked by the sudden turn of events, I stand before Labris.
何する気だ。危ねえって。
私、止める。守るってこういうことでしょ。受け止めてあげなきゃ。
天城くん。
I don't know what's going on, but there's no way Labris would try to hurt everyone. If someone's controlling her, I have to put a stop to it. I draw my fan and face her. I made a promise to her earlier. I promised that I'd never let her suffer alone again.
目を覚まして。
Da, 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 da. Man, it's taking a full hour for me to go through it. I think I can go for another one today. We can go for kanji. We can go for kanji today.
Round final. Fight!
Oh, she bursted just now. Oh, Persona break. Nice. Damn it. Bye bye. Like I say, I don't know why Yukiko is the most easiest one to release.
これにてお開き。
おや、意外にあっさり倒されたね。心を揺らすにも不十分だったし。まあ、試作機だし、こんなものか。
Disgustingly carefree voice emerges from Labris, who has ceased moving. Her eyes are still lifeless. My friend Labris still hasn't returned. An uncontrollable fury raged through me in hearing the voice describe her like some broken toy.
誰？ラビリスを返して。
まあ、そうだね。もうデータは十分だ。お礼を言わないとね。ありがとう。うまくいかなかったとはいえ、最後まで付き合ってくれたんだしね。
ラビリスのシャドウはあくまでこの格闘大会の首謀者。なるほど。お前が犯人というわけか。
Ooh. Mitsu-san voice make me remember. Now that I think about it, Labris' shadow separated from Labris when she entered the TV. In other words, she's only sponsored the tournament. But she didn't drop herself into the TV. Without someone to do that, this case couldn't have happened. Does this mean that culprit is controlling Labris from somewhere outside the TV? Somewhere safe? That can't be forgiven.
ラビリスを拝借したのは僕だよ。僕はペルソナなんてなくてテレビ入れないから、代わりに暴れてくれる人形が必要だったんだ。ラビリスのペルソナは中途半端な覚醒だったから、辛い目に遭えばシャドウ出ると思ったんだよね。 そのくらいは認めよう。今回は君たちの勝ちだしね。
今回はまだ何かする気か。
I wonder. I think like this will definitely come up into like the second series, but we still have one more character that we haven't unlocked. I can't take this anymore. I thought I was finally able to save her. I thought that everything would be alright
いい
now.
加減にして。あなたは最低よ。ラビリスには心があるのよ。どうしてそれを無視したりできるの？
心ね。いや、すっぽいな。僕の目的にそんなことは関係ないよ。
許さない。
The voice continues mocking us and ignores my word.
また会おうじゃないか。
It sounded like the culprit just cut off communication. In that moment, Labris fell to her knees. I rushed over to support her, but she's gone completely limp. Her metal body is very heavy. Everyone here goes silent and a heavy atmosphere fills the area. Mitsuru-san looks gloomy, but she speaks up with determination in her voice.
敵は我々にゆかりのある人物のようだ。君たちはもうこの事件に関わるな。ここから先は任せてもらう。
待ってください。これで終わりなんてそんなの。
気持ちはわかるが、あまりに危険だ。君たちに危害が加わらないよう全力を尽くす。どうか我々を信じて任せてほしい。
This is different from the way she was acting towards me earlier. This time, Mitsuru-san isn't testing me, but completely rejecting our involvement outright. I think that's what she's saying is probably the correct course of action. There must be something big going on behind this, and if that's the case, Pascal students are probably going to be less equipped to handle it than a well-funded organization like Mitsuru-san's. But I still can't just back down.
信じようみんな。お前マジで言ってんのかよ。
Ryuko must realize Mitsuru-san's resolve too. This must be something we have to come to an understanding. But my mind understands, but my heart still.
今は帰ろう。
Ryuko puts his hand on my shoulder. Huh? Did I just hear him say "for now" under his breath? When I look up in reaction to Yukun's word, I see a strong fire in his eyes. I see. I nod in acknowledgement. After we got our TV, we disbanded on the spot without much conversation. Mitsuru-san and her friends were a bit flustered to pop out at Junis in the midst of the bunch of shoppers. That goes for all of us. With this many people looking out of the ordinary, we did cause a bit of a stir. I regret that we had to part there so quickly. There was so much more that I wanted to say. But I know that there was no way I could really express everything anyway. When I return to the inn, the day's exhaustion hits me all at once. I draw a bath. I even fall asleep in the bathtub for a bit. After waking up, I go back to my room and prepare for bed. But then, I receive a call from an unknown number. Usually, I don't pick up calls from numbers I don't recognize, but something tells me I should take this one. And good thing I did.
改めて礼を言わせてくれ。君たちには本当に助けられた。
Mitsuru-san steps out of the long limousine parked in the outskirts of the shopping district and bows deeply to us. We are still in Inaba, and she has this big black limousine, so out of place. It feels like we're someplace else entirely. I can just tell that everyone around us is watching us. Since Mitsuru-san and her friends have finished investigating this case, it seems they'll be leaving Inaba. Standing to her is Labris. She's the one who called us so we could say farewell in person.
ユキコ、ちゃんと見送ってあげなきゃ。
Labris was controlled by the culprit on the roof, but there seems to have been no major issue with her body, so she looks like she's going to be fine. I should be happy knowing that she's safe. I should be smiling, but I just can't. I ended up sounding downcast when I speak.
本当に行っちゃうんだね。
寂しいけどな。フチ、みつるさんに協力することに決めてる。犯人絶対に捕まえたいし、今回はうち守ってもらったやろ。せやから今度はうちが守ったる。
I'm about to say that she doesn't need to worry about such thing, but I can't stop myself. I see. So Labris made this decision herself. I wish she could stay here with us. But if my friend made this decision, then I need to support her.
ここに帰ってくる。せやからその時まで約束は延期や。ええやろ。
うん、そうだね。約束だよ。
Hearing that, I'm finally able to smile for Labris. She's right, it's not like this will be the last time we see each other. Our promise will never change.
約束破ったらひどいよ。
Labris laughs and shrugs at my joke. I need to protect this place, the place that she promised she'd return to. It's not just succeeding my family at the inn anymore. I have another reason to stay here.
私も待ってるからさ。他のみんなもね。
また来いよ。
Everyone feels the same way. It's sad to part ways with someone after just becoming friends, but we all believe that we'll see her again. Labris looks like she's about to cry, but she managed to keep her smile and nods. Mitsuru-san tells her that they are about to leave once the two of them enter the limousine. It quietly heads off. Labris pokes her head out the window and waves back at us. She keeps waving until we can't see the car anymore.
本当に行っちゃったね。
また会いに来るっつってんだ。
ななななななな
してたるって
な。
言った？アイドルに向かって失礼すぎ。言っとくけど私、キリジョー系の会社の CM にだって何度も使われたことあるんだから。はあ、もっとちゃんと挨拶したかった。
Da na 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 na. And just like that, we're back to our normal selves. It is sad that Labris isn't here, but Kanji-kun is right. And Golden Week has just started for us. I wasn't able to prepare another box lunch so quickly after yesterday's event, but instead, I have a great suggestion.
ジュネス行こうよ。なるかみくんの歓迎会まだだよね。
ゆきちゃんナイスだクマ。クマも今そう思ってたとこよ。
そうですね。久しぶりにみんなで行きましょうか。
Yosuke-kun and Yu-kun glance at each other upon hearing my suggestion. Could they be scheming something?
うっしゃ、じゃあ行くか。みんなに話すこともあるしな、相棒。
ああ、行こう、みんな。
Dun, 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 dun. Those looks. That looks like some kind of secret friend wink, isn't it? They're definitely up to something. Well, at least it's not that. I'm just hoping that this is just like them. Oh, we do know that this is like them being secretive, but there's also that though. Like there's definitely not there's no shortage in like romance stuff, you know? I'm not exactly sure what's going on between them, but I do have an idea. I'm guessing it's probably something we all get together for, right? We still have a lot of Golden Week left after all. After the welcome back party for Yu-kun, she and I are in the miscellaneous goods section looking at trinkets. Teddy and Yosuke have gone back to work while Rise-chan takes Naoto-kun shopping. Oh, now Yu-kun and Kanji-kun are together in the grocery area. Everyone is just doing their own thing.
提案、なるかみくんから飛び出すんだもん。手を引きますと言ってない。なんて、あれ完璧ヘリクツだよね。
本当だよね。キリジョーさんが聞いたらなんて言うかな。
What Yu-kun and Yosuke-kun brought up during the welcome back party was the reformation, or more like the reformation of the investigation team. And it was decided that we all pursue this case by ourselves. There were no objections, of course. Everyone seems to have been waiting for Yukun's word, and all spoke up at once. There's no way we can leave what happened inside this town's TV to someone else. I feel bad for Mitsuru-san, but I was really happy that the two of them were thinking the same thing. I mean, Labris is our friend. There's no way we can sit back and watch while our friend's out there doing her best, especially since this happened in our own backyard.
霧状グループか。これ下手すると去年よりさらに大事かもよ。
きっと大丈夫だよ、私たちなら。
なんかユキコ、今回頼もしいね。でもいいと思う、そういう感じ。
I'm a bit happy to hear from Chair. Oh, that was close. I'm almost accidentally walking right by the section we were looking for. We stopped at our destination, the small shops inside Junes. I picked up different colored hair ornaments and compared them.
難しいね。どんな色がいいんだろう。
ずいぶん熱心に選んでんね。でもユキコにはこっちのが良くない？
ああ、私のじゃないの。
Pink, yellow, green. I compared the different colors while answering Chie. He thinks for a bit before making a
そっ
decision.
か。案外すぐ会っちゃうかもだもんね。
That's right, I'm sure that the culprit will be caught faster if we cooperate rather than leaving Mitsuru-san and her people alone to handle it. And that means the day when I keep my promise to Labris will come sooner too. Until then, I need to find a color that fits her. I picked various colored scrunchies and imagine how they look decorating Labris' hair. Her embarrassed smile springs to my mind as well.
喜んでくれるよね。 Kanji! I think we'll go for kanji at the very least. Oh yeah, kanji is different. We're... kanji is busy kanji!
そうかよ、こっちは全然だぜ。
The sissy way of talking, I never forget it. This guy definitely is my shadow. I was expecting this to happen, but being face to face with him again is pretty tough anyway. He's my weakness, the stuff I want to ignore. The shadow keeps swinging his damn hips and let's go ahead.
意地悪だな。僕のこと探してたんじゃないの？ああ、探してたぜ。その面をぶん殴るためによ。そう。まだ君は分かってないんだね。あ？君は何一つ変わっちゃいない。だから僕が出てきたのに。
What is he saying? I haven't changed at all.
言われて気づいただろう。人が僕を見る目は何一つ変わっちゃいない。
カジ、しっかりするクマ。惑わされちゃいかんクマよ。
貴様は黙っとけ、おら。君だって同じくせに。
神。
The bastard suddenly throws the folding chair he's been holding right at Teddy. Teddy squeaks by with a dodge, but he ends up falling over himself and rolling down on the floor. Hey, you know, I could swear my shadow looks different now than he did last year. But that ain't important now. What matters is this is the guy behind everything. My witness created this place.
てめえの仕業か。さあどうだろうね。だってみんなの本心かもしれないじゃない。そんなはず。そう思いたいんだね。そうやってまた嘘をつくんだ。
lying to myself, just like back then, huh? You like to sue? What a queer. Painting is not for you. It's not you, but you're a guy. You don't act like a guy. Every time I heard stuff like that, I tried harder not to be myself. Those were some bad days for me.
そんなのごめんだよ。もう嘘はつきたくない。僕は僕のままでありたい。
The shadow looks at me and rages at me selfishly. Screw this. I ain't listening to any more of this. I take a deep breath in and then push it out. I ball up my fist and pull my arm back.
僕を殴るのかい？僕を否定するのかい？そうだよね。人は弱さを手放せない。弱さを受け入れるなんてできっこないんだ。
My shadow's face gets this creepy giddiness. Too bad. I ain't aiming for him. I bring back my fist as hard as I can at my right cheek.
気でもおかしくなったの？自分を殴るなんて。さすがに効くな。俺の拳だから当たり前か。
Thanks to that, I snap out of it. I want to run away from my own weakness, to just ignore that nastiness inside me. One punch just now knocked all the dumbass feelings out of me. Sure, I'm seeing stars now, but it's no big deal. Maybe it's just my imagination, but I feel like my field of vision is wider. I face my shadow head on. Last year's case? I still clearly remember seeing my shadow for the first time. I knew there was a chicken inside me back then, but pretending there wasn't caused trouble for my senpai. If I just had a little more courage then, I could have made things easier on everyone. Anyway, I was pretty embarrassed at the time. I wanted to forget it ever happened. You know, focus on getting stronger. But things are a little different now.
でも先輩らに会って教わったんだ。弱えところがあるからなんだってんだ。要はそんなてめえとどう付き合うかってことだろうが、俺も同じこと繰り返すなダセえし、先輩らにこれ以上迷惑かけるわけにはいかねえ。
Oh, the face off that he wanted from before. My senpai. They didn't care how pathetic I was back then. They told me there was no need to force it, that I could just be myself. And now, they're here to rescue me, even though I fell into a TV for the dumbest reason. Like, I don't trust that he fell into the TV by himself. Somebody must have dragged him in. But who? That person is still, that person is still missing. Like, he's the true mastermind of all of this. Seriously, they are amazing people. I smack my fist into my palm and glare at my shadow. He's freaking out a little to see this. He's even backing up in fear. You better hurry up and get back inside me, goddammit. He's like 50-50. Like, he doesn't realize the true situation. Like, in the beginning, he thought that this was a dream, okay? And now, like, he convinced himself he's in the TV world. But it all happened because of her, not because of Labris. Like, watching Kanji is like you're watching like a different set of story. Seriously. Look at that! He went his face!
Round final. Fight!
I don't like to use Take Mikazuchi though. Take Mikazuchi is very slow. Ah! Ah, I wanted to use a finisher. Yukiko is really the most easiest person to like use finisher. Oh, Kanji's only 12. Huh. Like the rest, when they stop at the cliffhanger, they are around like scene 15. And for Kanji, it's like scene 10. Huh. That means like Kanji might be longer than I thought. No. Now that my shadow's defeated, this dumb Grand Prix should end too. I feel like I did something pretty good here. Yeah, I did it.
前はどうなったんだっけな。こいつがペルソナに。
Wait, just a minute. A persona is just another form of shadow, right? But I was just using my persona on my shadow. If the shadow's there, you can't use your persona. So since I could, my shadow wasn't there, or was it? Which is it? This makes no sense.
いやそうではない。絆を信じる力がより強かった。ペルソナをシャドウに回帰させるにはまだ何かが必要だ。
What? Something missing to turn a persona back into a shadow. Holy crap, I never thought about this yet. Oh hell. We even until like 3, 4, 5, we haven't seen a persona turn back into a shadow. It would be cool if we see like P6, like, you know, they have to face back their own, you know, the persona doesn't exist and it's been taken away and turned into a shadow they have to face. That's a nice idea. Turn a persona back into a shadow? What the hell is he mumbling about? Is this really is this really my shadow? Last year he looked kinda, you know. Wait a second, where'd he go? He was standing right there and now he's gone. What the? What's going on?
いつの間に消えたクマ。なんかおかしなことばっかりクマ。
ま、消えたってことはもう悪さしねえんだろ。
No.
これで事件は解決だな。
Well, I guess so anyway. I can still use my persona and everything. So that means I didn't lose. I shouldn't let it bother me.
誰か返事をして。カンジ、この声は。
リセだな。ペルソナでの通信。おい、聞こえてっか？
That feeling when someone's voice drilling right into my head is my friend Rise. She must be trying to contact us with a persona. Her persona works a little different from ours. It lets her communicate with people and search for them. Anyway, I shout that I can hear her and to let her know that I'm here. A second later, a familiar voice echoes in my head. Guess she noticed me. Rise wasn't acting like herself over the PA system, but she sounds like she's in real trouble now. She's kinda desperate. It's not at all like the one coming over the loudspeakers. We don't usually talk much, but I put my life in her hands before. Trust me, I know when she's being serious.
なんかあったんだな。今どこだ？
今放送室。それで。
おいリセ、リセ、返事しろこら。
放送室。会長も向かった場所クマ。やっぱりあそこは危険だったんだクマ。
The shadow that disappeared, you are telling me it actually ran away? Is that thing still causing trouble in the announcement room? Damn it! Compared to last year, this one sure doesn't know when to quit. If that's what's going on, I can't waste my time here.
カンジ、ちょっと待つクマ。置いてかないで。
Teddy's yelling at me for some reason. It's like he's pretending there's one of those invisible walls right there. Well, sorry dude, I got places to be.
さっとしてられっか。先行っかんな。
I leave pet and run full speed. towards the announcement room. The invisible walls are still in my way, but I get to where I'm going eventually. I stop for a second and wonder what's going on in there, but I can't wait for too long, or this will be for nothing. I'm not one to sweat the details anyway. Once I kick down the door like a boss, I can see Rise and Miss President, and that fake Teddy. That goddamn shadow bastard. I beat the crap out of him once, and he just come back again wearing a new face. I wave Rise over to my side. She grabs Miss President's hand and gets behind me. Rise's persona is great for information and stuff, but she can't fight with it at all. That's a weird thing though. Like, for Rise's one, like, we did fought her shadow, right? Her shadow was able to use she was able to scan us, and she's able to like protect herself from it and attack our weakness. That's why like it's when she turned to persona, it kind of becomes like weakened but more specialized.
あんた、確か会長だったな。なんか顔色悪いけど、大丈夫か？
うち、違うねん。あいつが変なこと言い張るから。
また邪魔者の乱入。いい加減にしてほしいんだけど。
Huh? Miss President's being weird, but the fake Teddy's acting weirder. Especially on how she's talking. Where did the usual Teddy sense of humor go? Damn, I'm seriously lost here. But then, Rise cuts in from beside me. Maybe she's sensing something I can't. She's better than anyone when it comes to this stuff.
あ？この人のシャドウ？俺のシャドウじゃねえの？
なんでそうなんの？あ、もう。
Why is she yelling at me? If she knows what's going on, maybe she should let the rest of the class in on it. Rise grabs at her hair in frustration and then points at Teddy.
あのニセクマが悪いから、要はあんたはあいつをぶん殴ればいいの。
おしゃ、わかりやすいな。
Kinda sounded more like an order than an explanation, but I know I can trust Rise to have it together. Plus, beating the crap out of stuff is my job. I crack my knuckles.
あくまで邪魔するってわけ。あんたらには用はないってのに。ね？そうでしょ、私。
Huh? Me? I start to have second thoughts, and then the fake Teddy snaps his fingers. Holy shit! How he snapped those stubby fingers of it? Wait, that's not important. What's important is he's changing right here in front of me. He finally sees this. It feels weird that his cliffhanger like cuts off very early on though.
我は影、真なる我。
こりゃまたいかつい格好になったもんだな。
Now I understand what Rise was talking about. I wonder how the hell my shadow came back after I beat it, but I get it now. It's not my shadow this time, it's hers. This shadow's face looks like Miss President, but the body is totally mechanical. She yelps a little at seeing her own shadow. I don't blame her. It was tough seeing mine again, even though we crossed paths before.
何そんな顔して。どうしたのよ私。ちゃんと見て。ほらほら、目を背けてないで。いつまでも騙してらんないでしょ。
The shadow laughs like an idiot at Miss President Crumple on the ground and snaps her finger again. Then, what the hell? What am I seeing? This time it ain't the shadow that changes, it's Miss President.
何？一体どういうこと？いやや、見んといて。うちは、そうや。うちは。
だこれメカつかロボット
Miss President cries out and tries to hide it, but there's no hiding what she looks like right now. Her legs and arm turns mechanical, just like the shadows. What does that mean?
ほら見て。それがそいつの本当の姿。そいつは自分自身を騙してたの。自分は人間で学校生活を送ってるってね。そんなままごとを現実と思い込むために矛盾する記憶を全部思い出せないようにした。自分自身の名前でさえもね。ちゃう。うちは人間や。
Because we did see her root, right? Like, she was fighting with the others, okay, as a robot, right? But she was only given the name Labris after she defeated everybody. Well, most importantly, number 24. And only then she became Labris. And soon after she became Labris, like, she went berserk because the researchers wanna like erase her memories of everything, especially number 24. And with that caused her to go berserk. And she went on a rampage, right? So, in a sense, Labris, the name Labris, shouldn't stick that long because she was kind of like sealed off after that. She should be more, at this point, I would rather that they call her 31, her original designated number.
何を言ってるのよ。早く思い出しなさい。あんたは兵器。つまりは道具。
And one thing that I feel like a missed opportunity here is that they have the shadow look like her and not number 24. If the shadow looks like 24, yeah, that's gonna cause even a bigger mental trauma for her.
対シャドウ特別制圧兵装五式ラビリス。それが私たちの名前でしょ。
Labris, machine, weapon. This girl's not human? You're a bit too slow, Kanji. Then the shadow wasn't doing the usual funhouse mirror thing. That's really what Miss President looks like. The shadow keeps babbling on about stuff I can't understand. But when she said weapon, was she talking about Miss President? Aren't weapons supposed to be like pew pew and kapow? Well, she does look like that now, but Miss President's different. When I first met her, she was just a normal girl, just like all the others in my neighborhood. She's no different from anyone else. Shit, I gotta stop spacing out now. Uh-oh. We say no to this too, and hurries over to Miss President, and she's not gonna make it. Wonder how 6 is gonna be though. You know, one thing I don't like is that the DLC from ATLUS, right? They allow us to use them if you buy the DLC. But it's overpowered if you ask me. Like I remember like for me playing Persona 5 Royale, like I made Izanagi no Okami and like he just wipe off the person that like Izanagi no Okami like destroyed everything that the enemy comes up with. Damn it, the shadows gone berserk. This calm monster thing come up from behind her. It's intense seeing things this every time. I also noticed the scenery change too. The light coming in from behind the glass is so red, it hurts my eyes. There's a steel thing that looks like a furnace in the center, and these dolls are being tossed inside it. What the hell is that? All I know, it's something nasty. That thing reeks of danger. But even though I'm in pain, I can't stop myself from smiling. There's a girl here who needs our help with her shadow coming out, and I got the power to fight it. The only difference from back then is Yu Senpai is not here with us. The dude who solved all the mysteries in last year's case isn't here now. Which means I can't wait for him to save the day. If anyone's going to do... If anybody's gonna... If anyone's gonna stop this, it's gotta be me. Aw, come on, don't look so worried. I got this one. I slam my fist into my own shadow, and I can sure as hell do this. I ain't been watching Yu Senpai work all this time for nothing. I take my stance in front of the gigantic cow. You know, I wonder what Mari's gonna do. Dun 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 dun. Mari is like a god. Damn. Nice. Oh, that was good. Among all the characters, I don't like Kanji the most in terms of like fighting style. Like, not only for here, but as well as like the game itself, it's just a bit too slow. Wait, let me think. P3, we have triple physical damage, right? We have slash, smash, pierce. P4, we only have 1 physical damage. P5, we have melee and range. And then we have like multiple elements, and we also have like eye and the nuke thing, so that's like more. But I prefer like how they go with P3 reload, you know. P3 reload was different from like the elemental type, right? The weapon attack property. I think that's good. Okay, so we have 3 for physical. You know, the 4 fire, ice, lightning, wind, and of course light and darkness. Like I think that is good, but for the P5 amount, it's much better to do it like in the P3 reload. I wish that they followed that rather than going for. I wish that they'll follow that rather than going for a different type in P6. All that's left for her is to accept it. Rise seems to be telling Miss President about shadows. I should let Rise handle it. They are both girls. I'm great at dealing with problems I can beat up, but sitting down and talking stuff over isn't my thing. I'll just keep an eye on her shadow to make sure it doesn't go nuts again.
部長、こんな体気にしなくて平気だって。
It's hard though, but I think here, Anji would be the best person to talk about it because he hated himself, right? Like, he always tried to prove himself that he's a man, like, but after meeting us, he kind of like accepted that, hey, a guy don't need to be like so buff and macho all the time. A guy can enjoy things like sewing and cooking, okay? So like, I think that would be a great talk. If he won't be able to talk properly to explain it, but it will be very touching if he's able to like even get a percentage of that to her.
って言っても無理だよね。とにかくちょっと落ち着く。ほら、カンジ、あんたもなんとか言ってあげてよ。
Yeah.
俺かよ。
What am I supposed to tell her? I don't know. I don't know any more about Miss President than she does. All that happened between us was her yelling at me. No, that's not gonna cut it. It'd be pretty lame to duck out of doing this because I'm not good at it. Yeah, I make up my mind and crouch down in front of Miss President. Oh.
お日柄もよろしく。何
かしこまってんの？
うっせえな。生徒会長とか偉い人と話すときはやっぱなんだ、ちゃんとした方がとか思っただけだこら。
Kanji never stopped being Kanji. But, okay. Leaving the girls aside, I would still put the best guy character in P4. I'll still prefer Yosuke though. Kanji is still like on my lower side. Like, the reason why I feel like Yosuke is like the best guy character is because like you really feel the bond between like Yosuke and protagonist, and they like really feel like bros. Okay, but with Kanji, it's a bit like a wild card, you know, because Kanji would show up in like very rare, like very wild, like for example, like he can be like this very polite, but he can also be very rude. He can be very sensitive, he can also be very rude. So the fluctuation is like all over the place with him. This president is looking at us like we're crazy. Okay, I gotta get serious here. What should I say? Where do I start? It's confusing, but I try and think of how to help.
なんだ、話してみねえか？俺ら聞くからよ。
そうだよ。私らも初めてここに来た時はシャドウが出て苦しんだのちょっとくらいわかるはずだと思う。話す？
And then Labri slowly started talking about her life, how she was created as a weapon, and how she had to fight the other units just like her so she could run experiments. Seriously, man. Not like she was forced to kill her own friends. That's insane. It's just way too cruel. Anyway, she said she was able to forget all that and be a student. But we do know that, like, in her root, she kind of like, you know, resolve, because if she forgets everything, she forget about 24. Like 24 is a big person in her life.
うち人間で降りたい。せやのにあいつはそれを許さへん。
No, you're supposed to remember that your promise is 24. Like, her promise is 24 is like to find the base personality. In other words, the person's meant the girl that went through the experiments in order to like preserve her personality, right? She's supposed to find her.
うちはラビリスなんか忘れたいんや。もう何も考えたない。
そっか。
His president used a bunch of words I honestly didn't understand, and her story was hard to follow. But even then, something about what she said made me hurt inside.
あんた、すげえ頑張ってたんだな。
え？
あんたと会ったばっかだ。実際どんだけしんどいのか正直わからねえけど、すげえ悩んで考えたんだろ。
I was just saying what I felt, but Miss President looks up at me like I just sprouted a third arm. Did I say something wrong? I'm not smart enough to be confident about stuff like this.
機械って言うけど、ちゃんと話が通じるじゃん。全然問題なくない？辛いとか悲しいとか、そういう感じる気持ちも私たちと同じなんだし、同じ。だから認めてあげようよ。そこにいるもう一人の自分を。
Issa helped Miss President to her feet. She stands up, but still seems shaky. I may be biased, but Persona 4 BGM is way better than P5. Like, you can understand, like, as the series goes, like, they have more budget. You would have expected like P5 to be like better. If you give me like between 5 and 4, like 10 out of 10, I would choose Persona 4 BGM. And characters, man. And characters, like, the only characters that I might like choose like P5 or P4 is probably like the female outside school. In other words, like the adult characters. The adult characters, the adult female characters are way more polished than the other one. Okay, like for example, you have Tae, you have Kawakami, you have what's her name, the sister, the prosecutor. Like those three are like, man, they are really well written. I don't feel okay. Maybe Makoto, but I don't see Anne as like attractive at all to me. Like I would take like Tae like 10 out of 10 compared to like ones with Anne. You know, like I feel like she's, even though like Anne, they really try to like, you know, force her to be like this, be the sexual appeal of P5, but Tae with her demeanor is way more attractive than Anne. It's not like the right words are suddenly coming to me now. But what would you, senpai, do in this situation? I try and think back, and then I remember, I romance her.
あのよ、そこにいるやつも含めてあんたなんじゃねえか。ちゃんと見てやれよ。じゃねえと辛いまんまだ。そんだけは俺も経験で知ってる。勇気出せって。そのなんだ、もう一人じゃねえんだからよ。
Miss President's expression changes when she hears that. For a second, I worry I might have said the wrong things, but then again, maybe not. Cause she nods like she's determined. Looks like she got what I meant. She's alright now. Risa and I watch while she walks towards her shadow.
めんな。ずっと見振りしとって。うちがあんたを一人ぼっちにしてた。
She should look like 24. I want to see 24 again. I want to see 24 again. How did that turn to this?
これがうちのペルソナ。うちはラビリス、対シャドウ特別制圧兵装古式。それが本当のうち。
Like I say, she shouldn't have any attachment to that meme though. She says her name carefully and looks at us, kinda like she did when I first met her. More dignified than that maybe. It showed that she accepted her weakness, the thing she didn't want to admit.
辰巳くん、藤川さん、おおきにね。うち忘れたらあかんことまで忘れとったみたいや。あんなに怖かったのに、今は嘘みたいに心が軽い気がする。
礼なんていいっつんだよ。頑張ったのはあんただ。ま、無事に済んでよかったぜ。
そうそう、ようやく名前で呼べるし、ラビリスって可愛い名前だよね。変なこと言わんといてよ。別にそないなことあらへんし。
I slowly let out a breath, listening to them talk about nothing. It's finally over.
あ、先輩たちが集まってる。見えない壁なくなったみたい。
よし、今度こそ解決だな。じゃあ早いとこ合流するとすっか。
And it's not over yet, because this is like their own route, but they're kind of like still have to pass through several common events. So they're gonna meet up with the P3 members and her being hijacked. We find out that the lobby we used to use is up on the school's rooftop now. It shouldn't be in this world anymore, but then this school got created here. No surprise that lobby is back too. Looks like we'll be meeting up with other friends in this world. From what Rise told me, they are mostly all here. Chie senpai, Yukiko senpai, Yosuke senpai, Teddy. You senpai too. I'm kinda surprised to hear that even Naoto's here. She said she was too busy with work to come along. Looks like everyone from the investigation team is here now. Didn't she know? When she scanned, didn't she notice like the P3 members? Labris hurries up next to me. Me and her and Rise all run towards the roof. It's only 15. It's only 15. When we get to the roof, the others are already there. Aw, we're the last ones. I feel kinda embarrassed at everyone welcoming us, but Yu Senpai's here, and I haven't seen him in a while.
お久しぶりっす。いや、俺マジやってやりましたよ。
あ、リセから聞いてる。お手柄だったな。
It's pretty cool hearing that from him. The other seems okay, the same as usual. I still prefer the golden ending though, like seeing him being like a nerd. I was mostly on my own since coming in here, so it's good to see everyone else from the investigation team. Wait, you're on his side?
いや、ほとんど先輩の受け売りっすよ。
あ、なんか納得した。どうりでかっこよすぎ
Okay,
ると思う。
not this is Rise and Kanji. Come on, why'd you have to say that? Well, I'm sulking over that. Rise makes a quick round of introduction. For someone as complicated as Labris, Rise handles it like a pro. Guess he learned that stuff in showbiz. All my senpai seems astonished by Labris being a robot, but they don't make a big fuss over it. They just accept her for who she is. I could tell she was nervous about this, but I can see Labris slowly starting to relax. I wonder if that's what I was like when I was rescued. I can't even begin to explain how much my senpai being so casual with me help after they see my weakness. These guys are the best, and I'm proud to be their friend. Well, the stuff with Labris is settled, so it's my turn to make things square. I stand up straight and face my senpai.
聞いてほしいです。どうしたの？
What is it?
改まって。
Jay senpai, Iko senpai, Yosuke senpai, and Teddy. I bow deep in apology towards the four I caused the most trouble for. It's not your shadow.
お前まさかまだ分かってなかったのか？何をすか？
あんたはたった今誰を倒してきたのよ。
Who did I defeat? What? My shadow was there, so it was my shadow. Huh? Hang on, I'm confusing myself here. Let's see. I beat the crap out of my shadow, but he got away. Then I caught up with him. I found out he didn't get away. It was actually Labris' shadow and... Huh? Wait, what? While my brain's going in circles, I noticed something else weird. These three strange guys behind my senpai are watching us smiling like the cat that ate the canary.
まさか勘違いしたまま助けられてしまうとはな。
どちらさんすか？なんかもうゴールデンウィークなのに毛皮は暑くねっすか？
お前はちょっと黙ってろ。お前がバカなのは十分分かったから。
幹事がいない間にこの人たちからいろいろ聞いてたんだ。
So you senpai tell us the truth about the case that they discovered. They being Mitsuru Kirijo-san in the white coat and Sanada Hiko in the red cape. And Aye-san who's a Mac like Labris. Seems like they're all part of the Kirijo group. Man, all three of these guys means business. They are like all hardcore fighters who've seen a ton of combat all over the place. Seems like they've been fighting shadows for a while. They came here to find Labris when she went missing. And there's more to it than that, I guess. But it all sounds too complicated for me. Point is, they came to take her back. But not to do anything bad to her. I'm not too sure they meant what they said, but it looks like there's nothing to worry about. I can tell. There's something about those three that you can only get from doing the right thing. That's all I need to know. I smile wide and give Labris a tap on the shoulder, and she looks worried.
なんだよ。待ってる人とか全然いいんじゃねえか。よかったな。
ほんま嘘みたいや。みんなにこない優しくしてもらって、それだけやなく封印もされへんなんて。
Labris trails off. She seems pretty touched. I was worried she was gonna start crying, but nah. She just looks up again and smiles.
ほんまありが。
Ah. Huh? She just stopped dead. It seemed kind of weird. I mean, I know she's a machine. I hope she's not broken or something. I get kind of worried and start to look closer at her face when her mouth opens in this disturbing way.
なんだ？俺なんか忘れてっか？
I can't help answering her question before I realize that voice isn't anything like her normal one. Who's saying that? It's Labris' voice, but it sure doesn't sound like the way she talks. And to make it creepier, her expression is still frozen while her mouth starts laughing.
これは私たちの通信システムと同じ仕様。全員ラビリスから離れろ。
Before I could say anything, Labris takes the huge axe on her back and swings it down. She's faster and stronger than before. This is the first time I really get the sense that she's not human. No wait, this isn't the time to freak out.
未だ受け付けません。操作されています。これはこの施設内ではありません。もっと外部からです。
まさかテレビの外からってことか。
ちょっとした悪あがきってやつです。さあ皆さん、楽しませてくださいよ。
外から乗っ取ってやがるだ。てめえ、そいつに何しやがった。
そうだね。君ならちょうどいい相手のようだし、仲間同士、戦ってもらおうか。
I don't get any of this at all, but Labris branches a giant axe at me. Still under someone's control. Huh, I gotta put a stop to this.
目覚ませ。操られちまっていいんか。気合い見せろ。
Whoa, damn it, this is bad. If I don't stay focused, I can barely dodge her moves.
全然聞こえてないみたい。
だよそれ。
Do I seriously have to take her down? We finally got to understanding each other, and now I gotta fight her again? I just heard about how that fighting made her suffer too. That goddamn bastard controlling her.
これ以上ラビリスを戦わせてんじゃねえ。ちっとだけ我慢しろよ。俺が目覚まさせてやっからな。
Round final. Fight!
Holy! I didn't manage to use the finisher. It should be the last fight. Should be.
意外にあっさり倒されたね。心を揺らすにも不十分だったし。まあ、試作機だし、こんなものか。
Test unit. Wow, I assume that the next one they're gonna bring up is probably like number 6. Labris isn't moving, but she's talking. Hearing it makes me sick. And whoever is keeping her talking about Labris like she's not even a person.
隠れてんじゃねえ。出てこいよ。大体てめえ何者だ俺ら。
ああ、そうだね。お礼を言わないとね。ありがとう。うまくいかなかったとはいえ、最後まで付き合ってくれたんだしね。
What? You can stop your goddamn thanks. But someone starts talking calmly before I get too mad. It's Mitsuru-san.
ラビリスのシャドウはあくまでこの格闘大会の首謀者。なるほど。お前が犯人というわけか。
ご明察。ラビリスを拝借したのは僕だよ。僕はペルソナなんてなくてテレビ入れないから、代わりに暴れてくれる人形が必要だったんだ。ラビリスのペルソナは中途半端な覚醒だったから、辛い目に遭えばシャドウ出ると思ったんだよね。そのくらいは認めよう。今回は君たちの勝ちだしね。
今回はまだ何かしでかす気か。
どうだろうね。
Hey, who the hell is this guy? Who does he think he is? So he's the one who threw Labris into a TV and made her shadow appear? He tried to make her kill her friend, the thing she hated most. And now the bastards won't even show himself? Oh, so in other words, definitely is one of the researchers. He's just controlling her from outside. How big? How big of a piece of shit can this guy get?
道具だよ。機械なんだから。君らに何か関係あるのかな。
The voice sounds super annoyed when it answers me. Of course, yes, we're concerned about her. I try to answer, but the voice keeps going on all going all this disgusting. Like, I don't get his point.
ダメだ。話が通じねえ。なんつう最低野郎だよ。
それじゃあ諸君、また会おうじゃないか。
The voice completely ignores us and suddenly cuts off. Labrice crumples to the ground like a toy that ran out of batteries. Aggie-san catches her, but she looks unconscious. I don't even know what to think now.
なんだってんだあの野郎。
I can't help but yell. I'm so frustrated with that goddamn voice doing whatever he wanted. We saved her. She was having a good time. Why put her through all of that?
我々にゆかりがある人物のようだ。君たちはもうこの事件には関わらない方がいい。ここからは我々の領分だ。
待てよ。このまま黙ってろってか。
気持ちはわかるが、君たちに危害が加わらないよう全力を尽くす。我々を信じて任せてほしい。早く君たちは帰還するんだ。
Does she seriously think we're gonna back down just like that? I'm about to give Mitsuru-san a piece of my mind when Yu-senpai stops me.
信じようみんな。
お前、マジで言ってんのかよ。
He's okay with that? That's not cool, man. Just when I thought I was just about to say so, but I stopped myself when I catch Yu-senpai's eyes. I see that he's not backing down. Yeah, he's not the type of guy to let things slide. I know better than anyone that he wouldn't let something like this go unfinished.
先輩の決定だ。おとなしく帰るとしましょうや。
幹事君。
この人らが悪いってんじゃねえのに、角立てたってしゃあねえだろ。
なんと予想外の大人発言。もしや偽漢字だったり。
せえ、け魚でんぞこら。
I'm sure Senpai has something up his sleeve. I'll just stay quiet and trust in him. That's what a man should do. That's what a man would do. Looks like Shiryosuke Senpai is with me too. He's probably figured out the same thing. All the others eventually calm down, and we follow Mitsuru-san and her folks out of the TV world. We exit the TV and stand in the usual junior's apartment. Mitsuru-san thanks us again and they leave in a hurry. Are they gonna walk through town dressed like that? Damn. You know the weird thing is that if they're here, shouldn't they like stop by at the Amagi Inn? Because the Amagi Inn is the only like like big inn in town, and like it is famous, so they should have stopped and stayed there rather than like staying in the car, right? Those guys have some seriously thick skin. Me though, I know it's lame, but everything catches up to me and I sink down on the spot. So it seems like everyone is exhausted from going back into the TV world for the first time in a while. So the investigation team splits up. For now, I guess the case is over. Alright.
いててて。くそー。体がギシギシ言いやがる。
Even after a good night's rest, my muscles were still aching like hell. Now that I think about it, I was there for more than a whole night this time. Damn, I guess I should get in better shape. But even with all the pain, I can't stay in bed. I forced myself to get up and jog to where we agreed to meet. Where was it again? Wait, never mind, I got it. That ridiculously long shiny black limo? It's fine for Mitsu-san's people, but it sticks out pretty bad in our little town. That's gotta be it. It's so obvious. I'll be pretty damn surprised if it belonged to anyone in Inaba. When I get there, my senpai are already standing around. Labrice is there too, and she looks at me. She smiles when she sees I'm here.
お気にね。お別れ。みんなに言いたかったんよ。言っちゃうんだ。本物のハチ公に通っちゃえばいいのに。そういうわけにはいかへんよ。それに、フチ、やりたいことができて、フチ、ミツルさんたちと一緒に、今回の犯人を絶対に見つけて、 捕まえたりたい。それがうちのけじめや。けじめなんてなんかカンジ君に影響されちゃってない？
Yeah, Senpai is joking around, but it seems like Labris does wanna make things square. Huh? Am I rubbing off on her? Nah, it just shows that Labris is someone who sees things through. I mean, even when she thought she was a student council president, she had balls telling me off as soon as we met. Look at her smiling cheerfully. Now that's what I like to see.
そろそろ時間だ。
はい。ほな、みんな。さいなら。
Aw, come on, just when she was stunned to crack. Looks like we're back to square one again. As soon as Mitsuru-san said that, her face clouded over and the moment was ruined. Even Rise, who'd finally stopped complaining, seemed like she was ready to cry. Sheesh, I should step in one last time. I call out to Labris as she is reaching out to the limousine door. I mean, think about how sappy she was being earlier. Give her a proper goodbye. Hell with that. Rambling on it ain't my thing, and I don't know if what I'm saying is gonna get through to her. So I just put on a big smile. And I say it as loud, as simple as I can. Labris looked at me with wide eyes. Wait, damn it! Why is she tearing up even more? I start to panic and Labris laughed, even through her tears. The limousine carrying Labris slowly speeds up, and Labris leaves with a big old smile. After we saw Labris off, Yosuke Senpai suggested we have the welcome party we've been putting off. That was our original plan after all. I kinda wanted to delay it. Kinda wanted to delay it longer since I'm not done with you Senpai's present, but he dropped a hell of a bombshell at the party. What did he say? Well, what else? The investigation team is getting back in action. We're gonna keep following this case. It's not our stuff to get dragged into something, then sit back and wait for someone else to solve it. And if my buddy says he's gonna keep investigating, then I'm not letting him doing it alone. This golden week is far from over. We gotta have tons of fun before the holiday ends. I head home after saying goodbye to my senpai. I'm all jazzed up now.
Kanji, ちょっといい？
はいよ、今言ったら。
I put the crochet down and go see my mom. I just finished up Yu Senpai's present. I got some time to help out. But once I get done with this, I should make another one. Meeting Labris has kinda inspired me. How about instead of making a stuffed animal, I need a stuffed robot? Aww.
買い物に行ってくるから店番お願いね。あと荷物が来るから受け取っといて。
しゃあねえな。きちっとやってやんよ。
It looks so weird with him wearing the leather jacket though. But all of this is his work though. Amigurumi. I head out on the store. On the way, I happened to glance at one of the merchandise shelves. It's the stuffed animals I knitted. I asked my mom to put them up in the shop a while ago. They seem pretty popular. I should add a few soon. Guess that means I have to hurry up with that stuffed robot.
ちゃんと今日も可愛いから平気だってば。
見とれてねえよ。たく、適当言うなっつうの。
Honestly, even though I asked her to do this, I'm still uneasy about seeing the hobby I hid for so long out on display in the shop like this. It wasn't that long ago I was still hiding it, but people's reaction to it haven't been that bad. Sometimes they even sell out. But no matter how much people like them, I guess I'm still kinda ashamed of my hobby. That's what I realized during this case. I talk big to Labris, but I gotta change too. I want to get to where I won't freak out even if my shadow comes out or people talk about me. And even that much is gonna be a lifelong fight. And I'm taking it one step at a time. I want to be able to send these guys off with pride.
じゃあ行ってくるわね。お客さん、睨んじゃダメよ。
睨まねえよ。早く行ってこいっつうの。
I see my mom off and put on the Tatsumi textile apron. Heh, I'm all fired up.
やってやんぜ。おら!
The case ain't over yet, I know, but I gotta do what I can. And I'll start by rearranging the mascots on the shelf and make them look as cute as possible. Kanji. Like each one of them takes like 1 full hour. So I think like this is it for today. So for on Thursday we're gonna pick it up. So if each of them is 1 hour, then we can go Teddy, Naoto, and Mitsuru, okay? And next Tuesday, hopefully we'll be able to finish this, okay? But I'm curious about this one. We should be able to unlock it just by even playing one of the 3 P3 players, right? And easy to see, like I say, I hope that it's not long enough because I'm trying to finish this by next Tuesday. Yeah. Well, we still have this one. I assume either they're gonna finish it off here or we're gonna continue into this section here. Or maybe like we have to access this section, we need to go for this one. But look at how big this story is. I bet this is gonna at least like take me like... Wait, how long have I been playing this? Let me just check. Okay. It's been 40 hours clocked in on my Steam. Okay. So more or less 35 hours. Me going through this alone. So finishing should be close to 45 hours. Okay. 45 hours of story just in P4A. And episode P4 and this one. I bet it's gonna be like 100 hours of like writing in this, okay? And considering how much did I pay for it, it really is like if you're into like the lore of Persona, especially P4, like this is like so worth it. Okay, but anyhow, that's all for now. Okay, so on Thursday we'll pick up and we'll continue with Teddy. Okay, so that's all for now. See you next time. Bye bye.